of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
Keep it going. Some privilege in the dark, blowing. Hold it down for the Bay, reppin' Oakland.
It's all a fugazi.
And you know the difference between me reading your papers now and me reading your papers 10 years ago is that now I know when I read it. 10 years ago, I didn't know when I read it.
It's no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not fucking real.
Right. All right.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies.
Carrying a school bag on stage. What are you doing with a school bag on stage? You can't even read.
Now you ain't the champ. Hey, listen, embarrassing. How you gonna do this? Embarrassing. How you gonna do the champ? You go fight more than 4,000 people live. More people in training.
40 years old carrying a school bag. The man doesn't even fucking read.
And Dad tried to teach me of my brothers. Never try to be better than someone else. Always learn from others. And never cease trying to be the best you could be. That's under your control. I coined my own definition of success, which is peace of mind, attained only through self-satisfaction and knowing you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable.
What do you both think about fear?
I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations. I'm here to live up to mine.
He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life.
Fear is a teacher.
And I don't skip class.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Me?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
Hey now. Hey now to you. Yeah. Hey now. Hey now.
Hey now.
Did I just nail the grail?
You just hit the grail.
Did I just nail the grail? Hey now, say now. Hey now, say now.
The chat always on fire, starting early. Jimmy81, it's in the mail as of today. Jesus, can you believe it took that long? I know that's why I don't do that kind of stuff. But it's in the mail for you. Winner of a Givey, Kenny Effin. I don't know if he was here the other night, yesterday. Yesterday was such a fun show. Yesterday was a really, really fun show. And tonight should be wrong button. Tonight should be equally as fun. We got Dan the Cardman coming on in 15 minutes. So I don't have much time to go myself. Chris Sewell and Jeremy, I believe his last name is Dotson. I could be getting that wrong. They're coming on at 6 o'clock. They own with, I think, a third person, the CIA auctions. So we'll get to talk to them. Plus, I mean, Chris's recent video was just it was just great. And I'm so glad it got 36,000 views. I'm so glad people saw it because it really is. There's this dream sold and then there's reality. And the reality is way more people are in the situation of what Chris deals with, saw or sees in a lot of the collection he buys. I asked Trike yesterday, Troy, if he sees the same thing. And sure, yes, he sees it. He said it hurts. What got me, I mean, it's just, he's like, these kids or younger people will come to me. They said they've spent $2,000 on blasters or boxes, $2,500, and then he can offer them $30. I mean, that's the reality, folks, especially of the modern. So I had to hustle over. I was a little late. Fun thumbnail, quick thumbnail. I mean, I had a lot. There's a lot. It's a lot to plan on these, especially after working all day. So we got Dan the Cardman and Chris Sewell alongside Jeremy. I'm an idiot. So many things going on. My mind works back after the break, not sleeping very well or much. And we didn't hit 8,000 subscribers. We hit 7,800. And we were stuck on this 7,700 number, in change for quite a while. So when I saw the 8, I don't know what in my mind, but now we're at 78 plus and we're, 180 subscribers away from the big 8,000. So I assume if you're here, you're subscribed, maybe you're hate watching, but you can't even see the screen, can you? Let's put that back up. So yes, 8,000 to come. What else do we have over here? again, Dan the Cardman in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Chris Sewell coming on, following with Jeremy. We're about 180 away. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for being here. A lot of fun. I definitely have a question, Jimmy81, about his schedule for high rollers, regulars, because I get that often. I see that often. And now you're even mentioning it. Next week, Michael Ham, which will be really neat because I've never really had a long discussion with him. And he was following the channel since the National, at least. I met him at, we met up for 2 minutes, I think, at the National. He loves to collect the shirts. He goes with barely any shirts. He collects the shirts. It's hilarious. It really is pretty funny. No shame in which shirt, what brand. It's free. Was free is free. AIH also, I think Tuesday's definitely coming on next week. And I kind of hope to do a little bit. I haven't talked about this. I'd like to do a little bit longer of a chunk because I've done several stories on loaded boxes. And I'm very curious what he brings to the table. And I'd love to make that a little bit longer of a segment next week with AIH. Hey, Michael Ham's in the chat. KK, Marcus, Zach, you were hilarious yesterday. I mean, you stood out. Miggy, who else is it? Griffey Bombs, I noticed. He's here all the time now. Jimmy81 back, Card Ethos, Will Greer, my guy, Gorilla Farmer, a lot of you Hobby Champs, BP Squared always here, Big Mac, and then Jerry. If you can't see on the right here next week on Wednesday, you got Jeremy Lee. And I'm, it's not confirmed. I'd say it's about 85% based off the communication. I just need a text simply confirming, but he said, Wednesday at 6. So that's 6 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock East Coast time. I've never talked with Ty Wilson. We haven't had many DMs back and forth. But I do have respect for his channel. His channel was a bit different. And there's a lot of substance and just more genuine speak when I do see him have other conversations. So I am curious to see what the guys got to say but I want to dig into the show. I want to know how, it's very it's professionally done. It could be on, it's equal to something like American Pickers. I mean, it's done very well, and that's why it does well on YouTube. And it'll also be neat talking to Jeremy Lee. He's coming out with some new things. I know he had the book and Appendix F, and he knows a lot. He's doing all his live. So next week should be fun. Let's keep it rolling. We have 2 voicemails, which we'll probably do right now. I think it'll be fun to do them with Chris. Last time it was fun to do them with Chris. Let's not do them right now. We'll do them with Chris and Jeremy. We have 2 voicemails. The show is better with voicemails. 702-483-7344. Ruggs Capital in the building. Hey, now, I'm an idiot, Ruggs. I thought I had 8,000 subscribers. I hit 7,800. So we're about 180 away from 8,000. It's coming. It's just around the corner. What else? Card Ladder, my promo code. You get a month free, but it's prof at Card Ladder. Yep, I use Card Ladder. They sponsor the lives. Thank you very much. I think football, we are in peak football season. I mean, it's sad to see it end, but Thursday, which is tomorrow, you have Miami versus Ole Miss, which now I am, wait a minute, what is this? Thursday, January, where's Indiana? Okay, Oregon, Indiana. Friday, I thought that was tomorrow. Friday is Oregon, Indiana, and that's, as a Raider fan, it seems like one of those 2 quarterbacks is going to be our quarterback. And so I'm very interested now to see how they perform on Friday against each other. Saturday, you got Rams versus Panthers. You have Packers versus Bears. Sunday, Bills. You have 3 games Sunday. Bills, Jags, Niners, Eagles. What a game. That's quite a game. That's a great game. Chargers, Patriots. And then Monday is Houston, Pitt. I've been saying Buffalo. I've liked Josh Allen. They've been so close. They had the most experience, but Jacksonville was a test. At Jacksonville's been playing really good football. Okay, we have Dan coming on in about 5 minutes. I have a few more things. I thought this was really interesting. Otizen 1989 is back. Thank you for being a member. $5 a month. You get a few videos I have out. You can check out the back videos. I'll release some more. They're silly, a little more, they're nothing groundbreaking, just to, connect a little bit. But yeah, it isn't good to see. A Fresh Prince has been here since we played trivia, where there was like 30 people with us, and it was fun. But this is a little more fun, I got to be honest. But he's been here since the beginning, man. Zach, Very concerning allegations. So this is by someone. Neo mentioned this guy cleans cards. Okay, but he's talking about Pop Control, that fake Jordan. And then number 3, inside collaboration. I haven't really heard this mentioned much. Today, Jeff Wilson admitted that industry leaders are collectors too. I mean, admitted's a strong word. They've been saying that forever. Okay, that's funny. Meaning the gatekeepers, PSA, are not just who you pay for submissions, but also the ones competing with you for sports triggers. I thought the competing was interesting. You're right. You're competing with some tough, steep competition. All right, so that's that. I thought that was interesting. Oh, that's another interesting one. Sports card nonsense. Geo, back to Hogwarts. Upper Deck announces coveted Harry Potter license. Harry Potter is an interesting move by Upper Deck because, students still read Harry Potter, so they're still connected to it. Not that it's the same people that buy Pokemon cards or TCG cards, but also HBO is going to be running a 8-year show. They've hired the cast. I think they're filming season 1 now, and they hired the kids again. So they'll do every year the same they did. It's going to be the same story, just redone. What do you know? But it's going to be it's going to be out there. It's probably going to be very well done. It's Harry Potter. I assume the HBO show is going to be, HBO only does good stuff. So interesting to see what Upper Deck's doing, trying to get not trying, they got Hogwarts and Harry Potter. Let's see, anything else? Here's Dan's recent videos. And I do want to talk to him about views because it could be frustrating even on my side. And others have said, views are 20% down maybe in the niche. That's what I hear. But you hear a lot of things, but I do want to talk about that because I know it weighs on. Oh, to our good buddy, this guy got here. Let's hear from Neo. Who's this? Before we hear from Neo, what's up, yo, Professor? Miggy's back. Still miss trivia and daily lives. The daily lives, I was going 3 times a week. Daily was the Friday's still tough. I think it makes these a little more excited. I don't know. I'm excited for these because it's been a while. This guy got banned from PSA for card cleaning. Take that into account. So I love hearing that because. So PSA will ban people for card cleaning. So, you have these people, you could fix a motor of a car, you could fix a painting. It's like, all right, PSA also is not a fan. I also don't think they can do much about it. I want to talk to that Red Blue Master guy from yesterday. I don't know what he, poor guy, but it's like all these rookies would be, any of these good rookies you want to go buy would be lucky to have Jaylen Brown's career. Just absolutely lucky. Bringing a championship to Boss. I know he's number 2, but he is an excellent NBA player, and his cards, that's the low pop count. You can pick right. You can pick a very good player, a player that has excellent success in a big market, who's a semi-star. He's a star. He's a top player. He just he's definitely overshadowed by Jason Tatum, and so that's the point. That's all. I don't really have much else to say about it, but you can pick right. This is out of 49. I know it's raw. Okay. I still don't think the 10 sells for $870. Again, you could pick as out of 49. You could pick right and still, it does. Now, if you're just looking for the flip in the playoffs and on to the next, that's another thing. But, 614 PSA 10 out of 75. So again, you could pick the right guy today. Excellent player. We are in, Wemby is the guy. No, these other guys you're prospecting on aren't going to be Luka, aren't going to be Wemby, aren't going to be Anthony Edwards. But their price is baked in. You're paying a premium. But if they have a high play, if they go make a deep playoff run, that's when their cards will go up, where the second tier guys, maybe a little. You see with Jaylen Brown, no, and Jaylen Brown's an excellent NBA player. Did I get up another one? No, I don't really have time to. The link's not up. Shit. My bad. Let's put that link up. We got 2. It's happened yesterday too. What else we got up? I wanted to play you something while I do that. What can we do? Let's go back here. Matter of fact, let's do this. TheHobbyScore.com. Go check out the website. I spent lots and lots of time on it. I need to put not the referral link. I don't know what the hell that is, but let me type in call-ins wanted. I also think Not Sports Cards is going to join us at some point with Dan the Cardman towards the end. That would be cool if he's around. I believe in Joe Hendry. Oh, yeah. All right. We should have Dan the Cardman calling in as soon as I share this link. Sharing. All right. We should have Dan the Cardman myself. Oh, school was, it was a tiring day. It's the first week back. Why does this look like this? All right. It's pinned. Okay, pinned message. But it was just looking forward to talking with Dan, looking forward to talking with Chris, Jeremy, Obafemi, man. Obafemi he's next. He's got next. I do think. Oh, something I want to share, and I don't have the photo while Dan the Carman. I met, and here he is now. I mean, maybe 10 seconds to get this out while I can. I've had a viewer of the channel. We've met up twice for coffee. He lives out this way, and we've been, DMing back and forth 6-7 months. He's 6'7". He knows a lot about that. Kalshi and what are we, Poly Market and the predictability marks. I mean, he sends me so much stuff, but he also gifted us 4 cards. So I'm going to show those 4 cards now, and then we'll talk with Dan the Card Man. Somehow we'll give these away. Wrong button. The Mike Trout's pretty cool. I kind of want to keep the Trout. I wouldn't keep it forever. But he gave us this Olajuwon gold at a 9.5 SGC. So I was not expecting that. So we will give these away at some point. Maybe caller of the month, maybe best caller of the month in January. All right, well, let's look at the cards first. I'm not putting that on. Let's not stamp that yet. Let me think about that. But he gave us a Magic Johnson gold 9.5. Let's do this quick and get Dan the Card Man on. Freddie Freeman 10. And finally, the coolest card. And some people like Cosmic, some people don't. I haven't been collecting baseball the last few years, but I think that is a beautiful card. 9.5 Trout, some sort of refractor card. What is it? Nucleus refractor. Let's get Dan the Card Man on. A matter of fact, we got to do it. I don't know what happened. He left. This is hilarious. I played the music yesterday for Rhonda, and she left. And Dan's sitting there, and I was trying 1, 2. I was going to put him on right now. I don't know what happened. I play the music, so now all of a sudden you say his name and nobody appears. What the hell's going on? Uh-oh. Hobby Champs, what's going on? All right, well, I was expecting to say hello, but that's not happening. Are we here? Are we live, Dan? What happened? Do I have my phone today? I sure do. Let me check my DMs. I'm not quite sure. Damn it. What happened? He was right there. I just wanted to. Oh, there he is. All right, I'm not doing the music again this time, though. No music. Mr. Dan, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Sorry. Internet is playing up.
What's the weather? I see this hat. What's the weather like there in Australia right now?
It's actually, I was just fishing, so I'm still in the fishing gear, but it's hot today. It's like 31 degrees Celsius, 32. But just the heat here is different compared to other places in the world. It just hits different. So it's good. It's our summer, so I'm just trying to enjoy it with the fam.
Well, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone.
Let's get some questions up for you, and then I don't know if there's anything you want to take with it, but I have the first question, because honest, man, you live all the way in Australia, you've been making content for years. Views can be a mind, it can really play with it, because trust me, I'm there too. Trike had the best thing, like just stay even keel. So I just want to start, like, what keeps you inspired on the whole subject here?
I just like helping people, to be honest, and I like talking about things that others don't, and I want to try and educate and sort of bring a bit more knowledge to stuff that's actually out there happening. So like that's the main reason, to be honest. And obviously I like collecting cards. I've been a collector my whole life, so it just goes hand in hand. I'm seeing stuff that happens, and I want to talk about it to try and help people.
That is, yes, I agree. And by the way, here's Boston Card Hunter with $5. Hey, Nick, thank you so much. Hey, hi as well. Happy New Year, bro. That's really kind. Okay, now they're also, Dan, there has to be more to it than that, though. Where, like, there has to be, I don't know. I feel like, what is your love for cards, or is it more just the love for talking about the bullshit? There has to be some sort of love for cards there.
Well, there is. No, yeah, it is. I said that, right? So, like, I'm a collector first and foremost. I've been collecting my whole life. So, like, it's hard. Like, I don't know how to articulate it. Like, collecting is just like a thing for me, right? I do it. I've done it my whole life. I collect everything. Collect comic books. Collect anything and everything. Video games. So it's not just cards, but for me, it's like I'm in this space. I'm collecting naturally. I buy things and don't always talk about them. So it's more around me just doing what I'm normally doing and then just seeing crap happen and then I call it out. Like it's literally that simple. I mean, I feel like I can do it from a perspective that others don't, right? Because I know a bit more about, how, businesses work and things like that. So I like to throw that lens on it as well.
Let me see. All right. So give us some insight. And I think you've done this before, but some people haven't, a lot of people don't watch, or we forget, so much that happens in our life. What does the hobby look, down in Australia?
I think I've said before, it's very collector focused. Like people are still building sets and very much chasing PC players. And obviously that happens in the US too. Like everyone watching here is probably doing the same thing. But if you go to card shows, it's very much collectors first and foremost.
Hey, don't give them that much credit.
Yeah. Things are like definitely picking up in terms of flipping, but it's also harder to sell things here because to get cards into Australia, it's typically a lot more expensive because you pay for shipping and not every seller wants to send things over here. So people try and command top dollar. So I think that also helps why people don't like to sell and like to take that collector focus. But it is like Australia's a sport mad country, right? Like we punch above our weight in all global sports. We are very much sport focused. It's sort of in our DNA as a nation. So like that element helps feed it too. So you go to card shows here and you'll see, like old Jordans as an example from the 90s that you probably won't see at many shows in the US because there are big time collectors here that have always been, chasing this sort of stuff. So it is, like I said, still very collector focused. You've got people that are trying to, get into that flipping game, but the liquidity isn't like it is in the US. So it's a bit slower.
Let's just jump to something a little more. Man, I know that, and no one, it's hard to keep it. No, Probstein's never going to have to answer for what he did, huh?
Well, I don't know. There's regulations and laws that basically say he has to, but whether or not people pay attention is going to be another thing, right? It's just like that whole situation is particularly frustrating, right? And that happens a lot in this space. And we're just not going to get an answer because then you get people just welcoming him back to eBay. You've got people jumping on social media, sort of defending him and sort of talking about it and allowing him to come back with open arms. It's like, well, that's okay. You're not trying to destroy someone's business, but at least ask the tough questions as that's happening, right? Don't just let him come back and give him a pat on the back. Just say, hey, what actually happened here? Can you give a bit more context and not just some shitty, announcement he made with Collect and also Sports Card Investor? Like, press a little bit harder, guys. You can ask him tough questions and still be his friend, right?
I mean, what do you? Okay, so at least what we got visually from the little Pokemon, site forum, it was pretty damning, man. It wasn't good, and so and there's visual and it's there, and what do you think happened? I mean, what are you giving them the benefit of the doubt? What do you think happened?
Well, like it could be any number of things, right? Like in the absolute worst case, it was intentional and they weren't planning to get caught, or they just hired idiots to build their website and didn't realize that all these things were there in the back door, like the back door was left open. But like you've got Catch 'em All Collectibles, right? He was a Pokemon YouTuber. I think he's got a store as well. He came out and said the information was legit. Like the information about his bid history and his bid activity and his personal information was in that leak. So you've got someone tangible as an independent third party coming out and saying, yes, this was legit. This is my information. And then nobody's really taking with it and running and saying, hey, Rick, let's ask a bit more. Let's press a bit harder. But like, it's in the absolute worst case scenario, it was intentional, it was nefarious. And, in the best case scenario, he's just an idiot and didn't know who he was paying to build it.
And if it was intentional, it just something, I think it would show that the status quo, or it's more common than we all give it credit for.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's the scary part, right? That this stuff is a lot more pervasive and business as usual, right? Like when you think, but the thing I always think about with this, right, is you just look at the industry in general and you look at the mistakes that happen from a card manufacturing perspective and then the mistakes that graders are making. And then you see these auction houses often sell fakes and they're very slow to move. It's like they're run by idiots essentially. Like, and that's a fair thing to say in my opinion. So you're seeing all this bad stuff happen. Is it that far-fetched that you've got, bad actors in there involved in allowing this sort of stuff to happen? It's also like a really high chance that they're just idiots, like I said. And
well, it was also built on this. These people aren't new, it was built on this.
Yeah, exactly. Like you look at the first card graded by PSA, the alleged trimmed Wagner, at least I think it's alleged, maybe it's confirmed. But you've got all the like these. It's a bunch of guys that got together, started businesses, and it's been corrupt, ever since. And I don't want to paint the hobby in a terrible picture, right, and say it's shit and all that kind of stuff. But this stuff happens.
There is a lot of
happens.
good. There is a lot, it connects us. We could collect there's so many levels and tiers, and we don't have to pay. We don't have to get in that where it still bothers us. It still frustrates us. We know, we see, but there is still room for us to have fun. It just,
of course, right. And that's what we do, right? And we have fun and we enjoy it. It's more just the businesses themselves don't necessarily have the best interests of us as collectors, in mind. And you can see that with where the focus is going in this day and age. Like, I think people, arch their back at me sometimes in the comments. They'll talk about the fact that I'm always super negative or I'm focusing in on these things. It's like, from my perspective, card collecting is fun. We've done it since we were kids. You don't need me to tell you that it's good. You don't need me to tell you the hobby is good and that you can hang out with mates and go to card shows and have fun, right? That's there. That's front of mind for you to see. All the other stuff that happens is a very small, element, but it has some pretty big impacts. And the reason why I talk about it is because I want it to be better, right? We as consumers, we as collectors, we as customers deserve better. And we don't necessarily get that from these businesses all the time, especially when there's people on social media that are getting paid by these companies and getting paid to spruik for them. I'm not pushing back when they have the platforms either, right? So what you're sort of getting is this rosy picture of things that are coming from these businesses, when in reality, it's not as good as it could be.
I want to chat into my members. I want to apologize. I haven't updated the bottom row, so you'll get your name up there shortly. I wrote it down. I know that's in random. I have questions but I will get your name up there by Tuesday or Wednesday. And he said, sorry, I thought he was talking. I don't know what there he goes. He'll be back. Will he be back? Take the odds. The 60 seconds, 30 seconds. It looks like 2 seconds. That was fast. Upside down.
Sorry.
Hey now. No problem. It's real. It's live. It's not staged like your boy Eric Michaels. Dan, let me ask you. There's a bunch of questions in the chat. I'm going to go with those. A lot of questions. Jesus, there's some funny ones, some more on top of. Okay, let's ask the easiest one. Dan, did you catch any fish from Rhonda? Well, something about that Australian internet.
So,
up, he's back. He's back.
Sorry.
All right. No,
it's cool.
Can't.
Sorry. I'm away with the family, so I really do apologize.
Did you catch any fish?
Yeah, I went fishing this morning. I'm going to go back out again. I was fishing with soft plastics, and I got a flathead, which I don't think you guys get in the US, but it's a good sports fish here in our lakes, in our ocean. So, yeah, had a bit of fun. Going to go back out there a little bit later.
Have you ever had a kangaroo step up to you?
No. And if I did, I'd run.
Is that common or no? Like alligator attacks here? Is that like a kangaroo attack there?
You do if you go like a bit more north, like up towards Queensland and Northern Territory, things like that, and a bit more in terms of rural New South Wales, which is where I'm from, but not near me. I see kangaroos every now and then, but they're not that common.
These fucking questions, dude, they're pretty funny. Do toilets flush counterclockwise there?
Yeah, didn't you watch an episode of The Simpsons? They do.
All right, this one's more. There's some actual card questions coming. This one's probably a better question for me because I think Dan says the Raider brand is just popular in Australia. It's a thing where I've been a Raider fan my whole life.
Yeah. I'm not a huge NFL fan. I just wear the hat because it looks cool. So maybe I'm a bit of a poser, but like I've said it before,
we'll take it. The brand will take it.
Yeah. Like Australia is just very quickly like a sporting mad country, like I said. So NFL is very, very popular here. I'm just not a big fan of it.
Well, I think there's two guys. I think they're going to hire Flores, which I wouldn't be mad at. And then Harbaugh just got fired and everyone's wants him. And I think I'd be happy with either of those guys. I'll be a little disappointed if it's not either of those guys. All right. Dan, do you collect cricket cards?
I've got some, but it's like the modern sets are a bit expensive in terms of boxes and they're not worth it. Like the shit thing about Australian cards is they sort of did what the US is doing now, but they did it years ago in that you weren't guaranteed an autograph in every box, right? So now it's like every other box or every third or fourth box. So the boxes are just not worth chasing. The inserts and parallels are crap in the sets that we produce. So for that reason, like I don't really buy it. I'll buy some, random cards here and there. I've got some Bradmans, which is the GOAT for cricket. And I'm not sure if many of you.
When did he play?
Bradman. He played in like the 30s and 40s, if I remember correctly.
Oh, so these are old vintage cards.
Yeah.
They
the
hold
old
good
tobacco
value.
cards.
What is something like that?
He's
go
the only one
for?
that does really. So it's also interesting. So the tobacco cards have always been pretty big in England, and they're the ones who produce some of these sets. And they made their way here in Australia as well. And they were collected by everyone. Like, I don't know if it was like that in the US with tobacco cards too. I've not really looked into it all that much, but people kept binders here for tobacco cards back then. So there's a shitload of them around. There's a few pretty rare Bradman rookies, but again, they're not crazy. Like, they're not going to sell.
Interesting.
For,
So in
5 figures.
Australia, in the 20s or 10s or 30s, tobacco cards became extremely popular. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, people were collecting them. Like, you find complete sets now. You find the binders that
Oh
they
yeah,
used
I
to
don't
produce
think
to
it.
put
Oh,
them in.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and especially in England, like, there's heaps in there. And there's all these weird sets. I've got a video coming out on Friday where I talk about some of the best cards that I've purchased in 2025, and one of those is a tobacco set of Australian fish, which sounds really random, but just a bunch of fish that are around, like, the
AIH
East Coast of
yesterday with
Australia.
political cards, and now
Yeah.
today.
Well, I just thought it was cool because on the
Australian
back of them,
fish.
they talk to you about, like, what bait to use and sort of where you can find them and how big they get. So it's just interesting to see, like, 80, 90 years later, how relevant it is, or if there's anything interesting there.
I hope that these are like, these are not like pumped in value, right? This is a completely
No,
attainable set.
Dirt cheap. Yeah, the set's like $30 Australian, which is like 15, 20 US peanuts.
I'm curiosity has me. How do I spell this cricket player's name?
It's Bradman. That's his surname.
NAN?
Bradman.
There he is. Interesting.
So I think,
man, I didn't realize you had vintage cards of your own in Australia.
Yeah. So there's a few that were made back then for, like, Aussie rules football and rugby league and things like that, which sell for a lot of money. But that's just because the collector base is so small. So you've just got a handful of guys trying to protect values and things like that. I guess, like, used to happen with baseball cards in the US. But yeah, like I said, they're very collector focused. They're not super expensive.
At first, I was like, man, it's crazy there was a trend going on because the world wasn't as global back then in Australia and here, but tobacco was everywhere. So tobacco's just selling tobacco.
That's their way in, right? Get you in with the cards and then get you in the tobacco.
Okay, so we read yesterday, and Rugg said he read that. So we have some GameStop stores closing here, and that same thing we read, it said that all the New Zealand stores were closing down. So Ruggs is curious if GameStop has a presence in Australia, and if I know you're not in New Zealand, but if you know if the New Zealand stores are closing.
I've not heard about that, but we have EB Games here in Australia, not GameStop. But I think they're
we used to have EB Games.
But EB Games is the main one. I've not seen them closing down. They're like everywhere. They're in every shop.
Electronic Boutique?
Yeah, it's what they used to be called, and they got rebranded as EB Games, yeah.
Who else? What's next? So, sorry, I didn't quite catch it. Do you know if New Zealand's closing down stores?
No, I'm not sure.
And then in Australia, you don't have GameStop. You have EB Games.
Yeah, correct.
All right, I've been dying. Well, ever since I saw this question, who's up on the wall behind you?
I've got no idea. I'm at my in-laws' place. Is that Shakespeare? I've got no idea.
That's who came to my head. So if it came to both our heads, I was even going to look it up to make sure I didn't want to say it and sound like a fool.
Idea.
That is exactly who popped in my head. I just didn't want to sound like a fool.
Yeah, I've got no idea. I'm just in a random room with my in-laws.
Dan, have you been to Perth? I don't know how you say that, Bouillon in Perth?
I've never been to Perth. So WA, it's like on the other side of the country, on the west coast, I'm on the east coast. But I don't know. I'm assuming you're talking about the Mint.
How far would it take to get across to there?
I think it's like a 6-hour flight.
Flight? 6 hour. Oh, it's far. Oh, you guys are wide. Okay.
Yeah. No, you can't drive there. It'll take like 24 hours.
I don't know if I'm sure you do. Stone Collector asks, Dan, what are your thoughts on Topps project cards?
I think I've bought some in the past because they've done a few releases for that, right? They did some soccer ones at one point, yeah. But I don't pay super close attention to that. For me, it's more like I just feel like they're overpriced, at least from what I've seen, because I got to pay shipping to get them to me here in Australia, right? So I use ship my cards, but never for Topps project stuff.
Sven asks, Dan, is Kirk Lazarus your favorite Australian actor?
Yes, he's number one.
I don't know any.
You've seen Tropic Thunder, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's the guy that Robert Downey plays.
Okay. Are you into the World Cup? Australia players we should know about, Frank asks.
As in, yeah, the Soccer World Cup. Pretty pumped for it. I think we've made like 6 World Cups in a row now. So we'd made one previously in like 1972 or something, and then the first one we made since I was born was in 2006, and we've made every World Cup since then. So, like, I'm pretty excited. I think our national team at the moment's a bit weak, but we're in the same group as the US, and there's been a lot of banter from US pundits and players about how shit Australia is and how much of a walkover we're going to be. I think let's just wait and see.
Who's your best
Aussies
player?
Are very competitive. It's probably hard to say right now. Our team's not very good, to be perfectly honest. We do got a lot of good kids, like Irukunda playing in the championship in England is doing pretty well. But they're all, like, we're sort of in a weird transition period. So we're sort of waiting for the next big guns to come through.
Mike has a good fishing question because he's a fishing guy. What does Orlando asks, hey, Orlando, what does Dan's wife think of your YouTube channel?
I don't think she pays
Good
attention.
question, bro. Good
question. She pays
question.
attention. She gives me shit every now and then when I've got to like step away from the kids to do something, but that's all right. It has a bit more free money to spend on things, so she doesn't mind too much.
Mike, so this is a fishing question. What is your go-to spinning reel?
At the moment, I went on a spending spree probably this time last year, and I bought a Twin Power from Japan in the 2500 size, and then I bought a Vanquish in the 2000 size and the 2500 size. So I'm not sure how much you know about the Vanquish ham, but it's like a Japanese only reel. It's basically the same as the Stella, just lighter components. So it's more for light fishing.
I would say 80% of us don't have a clue what you're talking about, but it was a good answer. How long does it take a PSA submission? This is a great question, by the way. How long would it take? Yeah. How does that even work? Oh my God. Yeah. Explain that process.
They've only just opened it back up, right? I've never used them from Australia. I've always shipped them to Ship My Cards and then ship to PSA, then ship back to Ship My Cards. Because it's just cheaper that way. Because their return postage is crazy, but it's the same, right? It's the same turnaround times. It's just the postage home takes a little bit longer. It's like 5 or 10 business days or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's not too bad. Like the return shipping, obviously the turnaround time for grading is the same because we have to send to the same location. But yeah, they were closed. They only recently opened up again because of the tariffs. I want to say they opened back up like a month ago. They were closed for like 6 months.
Do a lot of people submit cards from there?
Yeah, they just use local card stores and group submitters here to send them. But yeah, grading is pretty big. It's just, I think a lot of people now just use platforms like Ship My Cards to send directly and just get them graded and sell in the US. Doesn't really bring them home unless it's for their PC. Otherwise, it's just too expensive. You sort of lose the margin, right? And the other shit thing as well, I've talked about this on the channel before. eBay, when you're buying, they sort of mandate using their global shipping program for international posts or shipments. And that takes like 30 days to get to Australia. It's like ridiculous. And it's bloody expensive. It costs like $100 Australian to get even one card shipped. So, people just get shafted.
So I assume they wouldn't use that. I mean, don't they go to is that their only option?
Well, like a lot of collectors historically, yeah, that's why like 10 years ago, when all this stuff was selling for so cheap, I could only buy a few things here and there because it was just too expensive. And Ship My Cards wasn't around then, but people use that now. People use Ship My Cards and other mail forwarding services. So they basically get everything sent there and they just do one big shipment home because they're based in the US. So you pay like standard postage rates and then you do one big shipment.
That makes sense. I don't know if you're going to card shows, into card shows. Fresh Prince asks, what card show are you most excited to go to for 2026?
The main one would be the Hobby Hangout. They host a couple of shows in each city a year, but they're doing like an XL version, which is a much bigger one. I think it's like 2 or 3 times the size, and that's coming to Sydney this year. I think it's in November. So looking forward to that. But for me, card shows are not so much about buying because I think it's just too overpriced and everybody's a collector, so they don't want to let things go. So it's more about just going there and just chatting to friends and stuff like that.
I want to give chat some love. Okay, yesterday with Troy, we were on an hour, And the last half hour was all questions, and that hour was great. And you guys brought the questions. And right now, you guys have tons of. This is excellent. You guys are bringing excellent questions. So just shout out to chat. Dan, please never. Hey, Dan from Dan to Dan. Dan, please never let it go at Probstein. Don't ever let the story die.
Well, I think I'll talk about it. Obviously, people are getting pretty sick and tired of it in terms of viewership.
It's hard
because no one's really watched the last few, and I think people take it the wrong way as well. So for me, I'll keep it there. I won't be doing a video every day on it, but when more information comes to light, I'll flag it. And if it's like 6 weeks and we don't hear anything, I'll flag it again. But it's just hard to keep stories like that going, to be honest. There's a big issue that happened with Beckett years ago with duplicate one-of-ones that I flagged to them, and they basically told me, too bad, there's nothing we can do about it. So that story was big for a while and then just died off because nobody cares.
It's also without new info, it's hard to keep going with the same story. It's hard. It's just the way we are, I guess, as humans.
Yeah,
does
exactly.
Does Dan have any Ben Simmons or Deladova cards?
I think I've got a few Simmons rookies, but obviously he's a bit of a bum at the moment, which is disappointing. And I've got a few Delhi cards as well from Select 13, 14.
Banud asked, I think I'm saying your name right. You left a good voicemail a couple weeks ago. Dan, who do you watch or follow? Is a good question. Who do you watch or follow on YouTube?
I don't consume a whole lot on YouTube these days. I watch your stuff. I watch stuff from Neo, AOH, a couple of others that I can't think of right now. But I don't consume a whole lot anymore. I feel like the whole YouTube thing slowed down a bit, to be honest. Everyone's almost doing the same thing. So you could sort of watch one person and sort of get everything, but it's mostly Instagram and Reddit and things like that. I'll just doom scroll on the way to work or whatever, and I'll see things that happen and, talk about it there.
All right. Looks like the last question from chat we have so far, and we'll end in a bang musically. What songs or bands are currently on your playlist?
Well, my playlist has been taken over by my kids, unfortunately, at the moment. So it's a lot of the Wiggles.
How old are your kids? Is that?
Yeah, so my daughter turns 4 in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and my son will turn 2 in May.
And it's a lot of Sesame Street.
That's the Wiggles.
Miss Rachel.
Miss Rachel, yes, definitely. They're very big into that. There's an Aussie version called Miss Money. I'm not sure if you've seen that. They're really into that. And K-pop Demon Hunters those songs are
okay.
My daughter's obsessed with that. She's scared of the movie because she's too little, but she's obsessed with the songs.
And then, SD Local Bro with a shout out to, he says, thank you for keeping the hobby honest. And I don't know what he means here. Nonsense, maybe sports card. I'm not sure. Thank you for blocking people on social media. I don't know, but thank you for keeping the hobby honest is where we'll go with that. I don't even know if you can, when I play the Joe, I don't know if you guys can even hear. I can hear when I play a clip or a little soundboard, but I don't know if you were able to hear that, but let's put him on anyways. Add him to the stage. Mike, Not Sports Cards. How you doing?
Wonderful. Happy New Year, guys.
Hey, Happy New Year. Dan, this is Mike has a channel called Not Sports Cards.
Am I throw me off. I'll be right back.
Throw him off. Get out of here. Anyways, I told him we'll do 10 or 15 more minutes, Dan. It'd be fun. He always has some interesting angles or thoughts. We don't always agree, but he's a good guy. Dan, anything you wanted to, I kind of went with the whole thing. Anything you wanted to talk about, mention, or, just wanted to come hang?
I'm happy to hang today. There's not too much front of mind. Like I said, I've basically been on holiday since the week before Christmas, so not done a whole lot in terms of cards. I will be starting a new video series probably in the next fortnight, though. So we can talk about that a little bit if you want it later on.
Yeah. What's the real cool? While it's on topic, what's the series on?
I'm just going to talk about some of the unsolved sports card scams is what I want to focus on.
Okay.
Just do an episode related to
I'll bring it all back.
Yeah. So I'll talk about a few things. I think the first episode will be on that Beckett story that I just mentioned. Because that's a big problem and not many people seem to remember that. So I'll sort of do it differently. I won't do it in my usual format. I need to think about how I frame it, but I'll do that maybe once a month.
I'll look for that. In 15 minutes is Chris Sewell and Jeremy. Mike, welcome to the show. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Sorry about that. Wrong mic. Again, good to see you guys. Dan, the one thing I was watching earlier, Dan, the one thing that I would like to counter is that I have a ton of shit to talk about, sadly. The overall negativity, and I feed into it. I think all of us feed into it, like the drama, but there has to be some sort of counterweight. And like, I get the idea if we all like card collecting and what have you, but I think that there can be valuable, entertaining, and positive content. It's harder. It's much harder work, right? It's much harder to find that content than it is to shit on PSA, because I'll do that for infinite hours.
Yeah, but as you see, you make those other videos, they don't perform as well. That's for sure.
That's right. That's like that. If you want to feed the beast, then you can feed the beast. Like, that's the exact thing. If I do a video where I talk about Star Wars rookies versus PSA is terrible, I get a quarter of the views. But like,
I'd like to get Dan's perspective, but I do want to say some of this stuff deserves to be called out, and no one else is doing it. Like, it just can't all be the corporate side.
No, I'm not saying it shouldn't be done. I'm just saying that we should focus a little on the counterbalance. I think that we feed a little too much into the drama. That's it. Like, I'm not.
I think that's fair, right? That makes sense. I think from my perspective, though, you touched on it. You hit the nail on the head there. Like, people don't come to me to see that other stuff, right? That makes sense, because I'll put out a video talking about my collection or talking about why I like certain sets, and nobody watches it because they go to other people for that kind of stuff. And I'll still put it out there every now and then. But for me, it's more around. It's not like. And you probably didn't mean it that way, but it's not just like shitting on PSA, right? It's coming to it from an angle, right? It's being a bit more nuanced with why it's an issue, why it's important, and why it needs to be talked about. Like, if you look at, it doesn't really make videos anymore, but Retro Hoop Collectibles back in the day, like, part of the reason why his channel blew up in the middle of the pandemic was because when he was talking about PSA's turnaround times and pop reports and things like that, he was tracking that sort of stuff with numbers and sort of challenging the information they were putting out there. So he was complaining about PSA from a slow business process perspective, and then adding in and sprinkling in the other insights, right? So it's not all one and the same, because you'll see people like shit on PSA, you'll see people shit on Probstein, right, for this issue that just happened, but nobody's talking about it from the right lens or why it's a problem. Nobody's talking about like this PSA certified repack stuff and why that's a problem, right? They're just saying, hey, PSA shouldn't do it, but why shouldn't they do it?
I get that. I agree with that. And I think that's another challenge to be like, hey, everybody's doing this. How do you have your own thing on it? But I've been challenging my actual self to not just get the lowest hanging fruit. And I think that that's a different part of it. But like, Probstein's again, I have so many things we could talk about. Probstein.
Hold on. I want to touch on that because I disagree with you adamantly. It's not low hanging fruit. No one else is doing it. You can count on your right hand how many people are making that content. So because I'm not doing it because it gets views or that's why I'm focusing on. I think that no one else discusses it.
You're taking it the wrong way. Like, I think it needs to be discussed. I think all three of us do discuss it. What I'm trying to say is that, like, what Dan was talking about is like, if you the numbers go to the drama, and I try to challenge myself as to like, how can I be a little bit of a force that's just not focusing on the drama when I do some videos? It's not anything again. Like, it's not, we all should be doing what we're doing. It's just, could we do some things, balance it. That's it. It's just like a little like,
okay. Now because I do make, and I know Dan's here as well, but like having you on, having Dan on, having Troy, having other people on, that helps, the balance, I feel. And then, with the videos, my last video was 10 cards in the hobby overlooked, but who that, like, literally no one talks about Kurt Cards Care. Nobody. So does it piss me off? I'm not doing it because it's views. It's because it's not nobody. It's gone to the point where no one talks about, just accepted now. And this is what happens. And so I'm very okay with staying in the lane of, no, there's plenty to talk about. There's plenty to make sure people hear.
I agree with you. Like, when it comes to scandals, it's a different thing. It's like, you go back to the autograph scandal. That was a crazy thing. Somebody killed themselves. It was nuts. Nobody talks about it. But, Michael Rubin gets on whatever it is, sports card nonsense, and say, we have the best people. We're looking into it. They don't do anything about this. The hard part with the scandals is, at the end of the day, nobody wins. Like, the only people that we're protecting are potential future collectors, not the current, like, very few of the current collectors. Again, I'm getting off topic, but like,
this is great. Off topic. I love it. I disagree with nobody wins. The hobby, the consumer, the person that's participating wins.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, I listened to Brian Gray on your show. He was amazing.
Oh, he's very informed. He's also a little. He's in the business, so take a lot of substance with Brian Grab. Oh, and that's why I waited in line to meet. I told him there's substance when you talk.
When you the nuggets you could pull from just side notes, he'd say, like, I'd never heard anybody talk about how much licensing fees were. I don't know, Dan, if you had ever heard that before, but he's talking about the actual number of what percentage goes to licensing fees, what percentage goes to marketing. I was like, that's nuts, because this is a guy who probably knows. Like, I'm not going to say for sure he knows, but he has way more insight than anybody I've ever else heard talk about that. So I just thought that was cool. And I think those are the type of things that we need. So, like, again, it's not always, just all this balance. Again, I'm a bit all over the place. It
is a relevant topic about balance. I want to have credible videos where I talk about cards and do cards, and it's not like they do terrible. But there's just my take is just there's so much nobody else talks about, or Dan does, AIH does. And you're saying you do, but there's just very few people making content about that type of stuff.
It's just a small drop in the ocean, right? In terms of that kind of content, which is where it's also challenging about it. But like, even then, in terms of talking about cards, right, and the why we like to collect cards, I said before, like, I feel like I don't need to talk about that because we all do it. But, information is so readily accessible now on the internet. There's very, very few people that are talking about cards from a lens that you can sit back and think, oh, like, that's awesome. Like the chasing cardboard stuff they do, I think that's unique and a really good way to highlight the hobby. But a guy just sitting there on camera saying, hey, I like this card for this reason. It's like, well, I know that. I like that card too for the same reason. I don't find it super interesting, right? It's not, I just feel like a lot of the information out there that's for that kind of content is not appealing because people can get that themselves by looking at their own collection.
Yeah, well, I think, I do different stuff because, in non-sports, there's a lot of diving around. Like you guys were talking about cricket cards and other things. There are people that want to hear about different stuff, but it's a small audience. If you want a bigger audience, like if I do something that appeals only to non-sports, I always do less views than if I do something that appeals to, sports as well. But again, it's tough. Like you said, you're having Chris Sewell on tonight.
Yeah, and we'll wrap this up in about 6 minutes. He's going to call in about shortly.
Okay. If you could have me go over with him for a minute, he did a video.
You could come if you want to call towards the end of. I don't want to start that way, but if you want to call towards the end, yes, absolutely, you could hop on with us.
All right. Well, I'm not going to get into the Chris Sewell stuff, but he did talk about the real expected value of wax, which I think is a huge topic that does need more conversation. Which is, what is the real expected value that you're supposed to get out of a box? And I think that when it comes to opening and breaking, people should just know the math. And I thought he did
And it got way worse because it used to be $150 for this box where you get some dollar cards, maybe a bigger card that helps. The dollar cards are still dollar cards. The quarter cards are still quarter cards. The box is now $700. So none of the stuff you're really pulling went up. The box price went crazy.
You're not guaranteed to get autographs now. The stuff is not match worn. It's not on card. It's mainly sticker. So you got all these other things where they've just moved the 8 ball further and further. Close to whatever the saying is.
One of the big releases in non-sports was the Marvel Studios Marvel Cinematic Universe came out. I guess it was about 2 weeks ago, right before Christmas, December 23rd. Topps actually, the prices are wrong, right? Well, but the product was the first time they actually got a little better. There were suddenly on-card autographs in there, which for big characters like Ryan Reynolds was doing on-card autographs. But Topps doesn't tell you how many there are in the product. It's great news that you're putting better stuff in there, but when we don't know the odds of it, it skews it even more. I don't open wax, and I don't think anybody should, if from a financial perspective. But I think people know that, or do you think they don't?
There's plenty of new people that are coming in and out of the hobby all the time. No, I think some people get as Chris most recent video points out, that guy didn't know he spent 25-30 grand and made 3,000 off it. So it's just people don't know until they know, and you get hooked and addicted.
Yeah. I've talked about that before as well. I've coined it as artificial liquidity that exists within this space. And I feel like there's a lot of people like that are spending that kind of money that don't truly know. And then one day it's going to come to the point where they've spent too much and they don't have a whole lot of expected value in return. Like one of the other things that's not been talked about, and sorry, I'll let you then introduce Chris, is it's not just the price of the box, right? It's then the breaking that increases that price of that box. And then it's also the resale value and the repacks and all that kind of thing. And next minute you've got a box that's worth $1,000 that's now had $10,000 worth of money transferred in and around it that someone's going to get dumped with. That's where things get a bit tricky.
Hey, Chris, we were talking about your recent video, so I figured throw you on now. But Happy New Year. Good to see you.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you too, man. Hey, everybody.
So I think one of the your recent video kicked ass, man. I really appreciate and enjoyed that recent video of, and now I think Mike is saying you also made a video on expectancy of, you know, what you would get out of wax.
I assume he means the last video, which was just the story of the guy who, but which, by the way, that's a very common story. I buy collections like that all the time and run into that all the time. That's not like a unique thing. This was just a guy who let me share the details of it.
My question would be, let me ask this real quick, is like, where did you come up with a number of 10 to 20%? I agree with you, but I think putting an actual number on it would be shocking for a lot of people. And I think that would be important.
I didn't come up with the number. That's what it was based on. That's what he had claimed. Okay. He had claimed he had spent 20 to 25,000. That was a guess, and he sold it all to me for $3,000. That included all the hits, and I generally pay fairly strong. You know, I'm maybe not the top payer, but I pay fairly strong on that sort of stuff.
Well, you also bought boxes from that no one else would buy in their right mind.
Yeah. I buy bulk. A lot of dealers don't buy bulk at all. You know, I don't know if his case study would be like the average case study, but I don't think it's far off from the average.
Okay, that's what because I think I understand the math, but I think it would be interesting to put it in front of people, because a lot of times, you know, everybody thinks they're lucky or they're smart, right. and it turns out that you're not, right, most of the time.
Right, especially because they, you know, they open 20 packs and then they only highlight the one where somebody got a big hit, right? They don't show the 19 packs where nobody got anything.
Yeah. You know, and as these guys are saying, then breaking doubles the problem. I just thought it was a great video. I will tell you that I have been a long time fan of yours. As a being, Chris Sewell is the best guy in the hobby for people.
You're not wrong. He's not wrong. That's something we can actually agree on.
Or not.
That's a reach, but I appreciate it.
No, it's not only a reach, and I'm not trying to make this session, but amongst even like I'm a Star Wars collector and a non-sports collector, everybody in our community respects you far more than you would ever imagine. And so it's just something. Just keep doing what you're doing
in the Star Wars community. Oh man, I would love to be more involved in that.
Remember that Jedi braid?
I literally had a braid because
how long I've been watching.
Yeah, I had a braid down to here, just as a Padawan braid.
Dan, I want to make sure you get a chance to. I know we're kind of wrapping up. Anything you want to throw out there, say, or go enjoy your vacation, man.
Nothing top of mind. Just Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, not much else to say. I'll go back to fishing, and then I'll see you maybe next week or the week after.
That'd be great, Dan. Yeah, I look forward to it.
Let me say, Dan, I don't think we've met. I don't think we've met. If we have,
no. I
don't think we've met even online. But yeah, I love your stuff. I watch a lot of your videos.
Appreciate it. Big fan. That's cool. Been a big fan of yours for a long time. I remember that braid as well. Used to keep it pinned up, right? Used to have a clip there so you wouldn't show it in videos. So yeah, an OG.
Okay, that's Professor Sports Car bringing you guys together. I love it.
Cheers, thank you. Have a good one.
Hey, have a great vacation, Dan.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'd like to throw one or two more things before I leave. One, you should watch my videos too, not sports cards. Anyway,
I checked out a few. You do a good job.
I was just busting chops. The other thing I wanted to leave because Chris is here is that I've been giving a lot of thought these days to Whatnot and live selling. I'd love to hear Chris's thought. Is that
Chris has been approached by Whatnot,
but not breaking, not mystery packs. Singles packs, because I do not like to go to card shows.
With singles packs or just singles?
They're just singles. It's the idea of an alternative to card shows, because I don't like to go to card shows. I'm a late riser. It just doesn't work for me. I have to pay. The good card shows are hours away from me. So there's a lot of time and energy invested to go to a card show to set up, or to even peruse. I think turning Whatnot or eBay Live or Fanatics Live into more of a card show, it could have like a positive impact on the hobby. And I just didn't know if you had any thoughts on that.
I very much agree with you. I think the concept of Whatnot and eBay Live I like, and if you find good sellers, I think it's awesome. The problem is, of course, that there's a lot of it's very easy for sellers to sort of take advantage of it in various ways. But I like the concept a lot.
The other thing I also and Mike, you're proving there is a demographic, but I think a lot of the demographic of people that are buying that way kind of enjoy, it's a gamble, it's a rush. They're not the same demographic that want to sit there, and I could be way off because I don't do it. Neither appeal to me, because you say a card show, you could go on any website and that feels like a card, go to eBay, there's your card show.
So I literally put my entire eBay store into Whatnot today. And the idea is that, like, I'm sure Chris knows that when somebody comes up to a card show and says, I like this, you can tell the story. Or, and I always say the story should be a few sentences long, but there is an element to then, why do people go to card shows at all? They can put the whole thing on eBay. There's an element of the human, the story, the enthusiasm, or deal making. Just like, hey, here's a $100 card. Hey, you want to buy this and that? I'll put them together. So I just
want to do my research. I just don't want to buy. For me, hey, Dan, thank you for calling. Have a great time fishing. I just don't. And again, you're saying there is a demographic for that. Just for me, it doesn't suit me. But maybe Chris is agreeing with you.
You said you just put your whole eBay inventory onto Whatnot, and selling it there.
Well, my plan is to try to go on Whatnot and do because I have a YouTube platform with a few thousand subscribers. Yeah. I can simulcast, and I like to talk about my cards. And if somebody happens to want to buy them or negotiate, it feels like a card show to me. But I don't have to wake up at 7:00 in the morning on a Saturday and drive 2 hours, and And I
very much agree. We should get Jason into a good Whatnot room and see if he enjoys it, because the good rooms are cool and fun and friendly, and I think generally positive.
I've been into quite a few rooms. They're all pretty boring to me. It just
that's fair. That's fair. I mean, they're kind of boring to me too. But I'm saying there's an environment that works for certain people.
Okay.
And I don't think they're for us, right? Like that's what I've noticed, because I go into even some of the better ones in my part of the world, people are overpaying for cards. And it's like, but what does it matter? Like I would so much rather somebody pay $3 for a $1 card in a Whatnot room than they overpay for a break, or pay $100 for a $70 card. At least they're getting what they want. I often like it to, hey, if you want to go to a bar for a beer, or you want to get one at home, it's gonna be cheaper at home. But if you go to the bar, is it bad or is it terrible? So I think there's a lot to be gained. And that, like we talked earlier about
it's better than the breaks. I'll say, hey, sell the thing. I mean, it's better than the breaks.
The bar analogy is actually pretty good. Like because when I think on Whatnot, what you're saying, I agree. Like the $3 card goes for $5. That's not harming the hobby. It's when when somebody's like hyping up a $50 card, it convinces somebody to buy it for $150 because they lie and tell them that it's worth $150. That's when there's a problem. But when somebody's going to the local bar, hey, it's a $3 beer at home, but I'll pay $5 here because I'm with my buddies. I totally like that analogy.
Who the hell is doing? Oh my God. Okay, fine. But why do I want to pay more to hang with the buddies? I'll hang with the buddies and I'll pay less somewhere else.
But you're right about you. But
I think people with money, people that want to collect, why would I want to get into a card for more money? I think they're fools. That's why I think anyone buying that way is a fool.
Watching us right now, entertainment, right? Like, and that's
I'm not selling them shit.
Well, it's also, by the way, it's not that every card goes over cards.
That's fair.
Some do, some go for.
But then they have to, if they take some losses, they got to make up for it somehow.
Well, again, this is the master of selling cards. Like I want to do a video about the $5 card, because I think the $5 card is the real problem in the hobby right now. Is everybody sitting with a box of them and they think they're worth $5, but they can't sell them for $5. The amount of time and energy and fees it would take, they're basically worthless.
Chris, if someone had a box of 100 cards that were all valued at $5, would a normal person buy it for? I know you buy almost anything. So what would you offer, or what could you, what would you put in offer? And then would the average, I know a shop probably would the average dealer take that on?
That's a great. I actually did a video on something like this. This was like 3 years ago or so. But it's like if you have a $1,000 card versus $1,001 cards, and both piles are worth $1,000, right? But if you have the $1,000 card, a dealer is going to give you $750 or whatever for it, 70-80%. If you have the $1,001 cards, I mean, you might get $100 from a dealer. Like you're talking about 10%. I mean, because that stuff's impossible to sell without heavy fees percentage wise and time and stuff.
Or dollar bins. It's really, that's the idea of like dollar bins at shows. But I've like set up like, I don't want to go to a show and take big boxes and do this stuff. I think that Whatnot and these other platforms could be a place to get this stuff going. And I think it's a growing problem in the hobby, is that people think they have value in cards that they really don't. But
yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. And
I do want to go back to that question. If you had a box of 100 with $5, what would a normal dealer take that on? And then what would you be able to offer for something like that?
So you have 100 cards that are worth that are literally worth $5 each, like
for easy, for keep it easy,
$5 each. I mean, probably most dealers would not be interested. There definitely would be plenty that would be. I'm gonna guess they'd be paying like $2 a card at the most.
That's, I mean, to me, I would probably take that. Like for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing a breakdown. Like,
well, they're not really $5 cards; they're $2 cards.
Well, I mean, a professional seller can get 5 out of it because they can.
But it would take a long time, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's gonna take you forever.
It's gonna take forever. I mean, actually, Whatnot's a good place to sell it in terms of time as a seller. Like you can move through 100 cards in an hour. Whereas you can't sell $105 cards.
So I know Whatnot approached you, and you were I don't want to, but you were kind of you had to mull it over. Whatever happened with that?
Yeah, this was a couple of years ago. They approached me and wanted their offer was like, we'll give you a bunch of money. You take the money, go to a card show and spend it as you see fit. Make a video about it, and then go sell the cards on Whatnot and make another video about it. And you can keep any profits. That was essentially their pitch. And I considered it because it was, I mean, sort of tempting, but ultimately it wasn't for me.
And so they've definitely done that to some Whatnot people then. They didn't just offer you that. I'm sure they've offered others.
Probably. This was a couple of years. This was years ago.
Card Collector did it. Jeff Wilson did it.
What do you know? What do you know?
Yeah.
I think Pac-Man might have done it as well. But like, you can't shit on everything. Like, I mean, that's my thing, is like, I'm trying.
Yeah, but you also say that you respect how Chris does it. And you know what Chris didn't do? He didn't do it. Well, they didn't have to do it. Or they could be honest about it if they did. Were they upfront that, hey, we got money from them, we spent their money? No.
I guess. I mean, they weren't. No, they weren't. They definitely.
There's some the gambling community that does the slots, these degens. They're very upfront with their sponsors, pay for them to gamble, and they're also getting debt because it's not enough, and they get crazy. But they're very upfront with Vegas, whatever the fuck his name is, gets hundreds of thousands of views. He says never play slots, and he gets the money for free from his sponsors. So at least he's upfront about it. I think that's the right way to do it.
Well, wait, while I have the Zen Master here, I've got one other question.
you guys are way too hyping me up.
We'll stop. Go ahead, Mike.
No, but so
Chris, you're a piece of shit.
Thank you.
Yeah, shit. You do all these horrible things. We know about it. If you're doing an off eBay sale, like I bought a card off eBay, where a guy was on eBay and he wanted, figured out a way to connect off eBay.
Yeah.
How do you vouch for somebody in that situation? I mean, this guy ended up just shipping the card to me because I have some sort of social media background, so there's trust there. But do you know a good way to do that to establish trust?
Wait, so you're the buyer or you're the seller?
I'm the buyer.
You're the buyer. No, I've never bought that way. A lot of people ship me stuff, but I have a strict policy. I don't pay until I've received the card. So there's no way for anyone to scam me. I don't even if there's any chance I'm going to get scammed, I just don't do it.
I think that's basically what I said. I said, It depends. Like risk reward, there have been good deals, especially overseas, where
Yeah.
it's like, hey, this is too good a deal. The
No.
person has some sort of footprint online. I'm like, I'll risk 200 for $1,000 worth of cards. That's on me, right? That's on me, and it's worked. But in this instance, the guy had no social media footprint, and I was like, hey, listen, I want to buy the card. I just can't.
I mean, can you use PayPal goods and services? I mean, is that not?
No, I just don't even that is like you see these things where you ship it to one place, you ship it to another place. It just doesn't feel. Again, it seems like you're like, no, I just pass on anything where, but it's like the value of your profile on social media is that people trust you. You're not going to burn all these years of goodwill on somebody sending you a collection and being like, I'm going to stiff you for an $800 collection.
Right. I think that's why when somebody's more known, more credible, have more followers, or they're bigger, it's actually much safer because they have much more to lose to screw you over a few $100s.
Awesome. Well, I'll leave you guys to it. I would sit here and talk to Chris forever. Maybe you'll come on.
What's your name is Mike. What's
not
your
sports cards, not sports.
cards.
And I'm going to give it just, hey, right here at the professor. Come on.
Do you do a lot of Star Wars stuff?
Yeah, mainly Star Wars, but we do all non-sports. I just did 3 videos about the 50 best Star Wars rookies of the last 50 years.
Oh, well, I'm gonna go watch that after this.
And I'll throw this in here. There was a massive private sale on Rogue One cards.
Okay.
Cassian Andor gold rookie.
Let's wrap this up, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No. Let's keep going.
I don't think chat gives a shit about Cassian Andor.
Cassian Andor rookie sold combined for over. I can't say the exact number. Cassian, I offered 10,000. It went for more than that.
Wow.
And the two of them sold for, I think, around $25,000. So there's a lot of money going around in Star Wars right now. So
the shilling has started.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Mike, thank you for calling in. Happy New Year, bro.
Happy New Year. Talk to you guys later.
Hey, good call. Chris, Happy New Year.
What's going on, man? How are you?
So I know Jeremy was supposed to join, and that's why with Mike it was great that he was here. But I don't know if he knows the chats in the the link. So I sent him in the email, and if he doesn't make it, that's quite all right. But we'll still have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, you said, that's right. He probably definitely does not know how to call in. You sent him the link though.
I did just like 5 minutes ago, maybe. So
okay.
Yeah, because I didn't really explain to him that it's just in the. So let me see. I did want to talk about your recent video because I really did enjoy it. You say you hear a lot of stories like that, and it's not. How common is something like that?
I think it's very common. I mean, I've probably. I mean, I don't know everyone's specific story because they don't give me the details like this guy did. But I can think of 5 people in the last month that I've bought from that probably are on some sort of path. Like they call me every few months. They have got a large box of bulk, and they're selling it on the ultra cheap.
Is that something more recent, or has that always been the case for you? Because you've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely more recent. Yeah, or it's happening more lately. Yeah,
and the return is just really bad.
I think the return is the worst it's ever been. I don't open wax, so I don't know these things. I don't know the numbers or anything like that. I don't have any scientific, study.
No, but just like as of 2018-19, it's just they started doing this print run, and then they got rewarded for it during COVID, and they keep going with it, and it just devalues a lot of stuff.
Well, and it's not. It's all of it. It's like even if you get a hit, you're not even covering your box. Like I was in a card store, and a guy, I might have even told you this story. A guy bought a box of football, and it was a $1,200 box. I can't even remember what it was, but it was the kind of thing where you get like 15 cards. And he bought a $1,200 box, and he probably got $100. He got a Jaden Daniels patch, which was his big hit. And we looked it up, and it was like an $80 card. And then he probably got $150 worth of cards out of this $1,200 box. I mean, that's a high-end product. And he got a hit. You got a Jaden Daniels. Like, what are we doing? You gotta crush it to break even.
Yes. And then the problem, like I was saying before, none of that low end stuff moved up. So most of the stuff you hit isn't equal to what the box is now, because that huge chase and the break and the rush and gamble for the chase is out there. And they make sure to put a chase in every damn product.
Yeah. No, it's,
to me, if there wasn't, if someone asked, they'll you just complain. It's like, make some products that don't have the big change. Make a product without autos. Make some products that, because it's not going to inflate the price crazily, and it's something a collector like me can have fun and not feel like a degenerate.
So if prices were reasonable, would you open a lot of wax or a little bit of wax? You don't open any wax now, right?
Well, very little, maybe once a year, if anything, and not, one product. No, I wouldn't open a lot because it's not the best way to build a collection for me, but sure, it was fun to do it once in a while, it was fun. But now what I would do, Chris, is I would go on Black Friday at like Dave and Adams and stock up and have a field day with something, because prices were 10 years ago on Black Friday at Dave and Adams for $300-400. I could be opening product all day. And so that was, but now even on the deal days, they're still way overpriced.
Okay. I mean, I remember that's interesting that was actually in the late 90s, there was a 7-Eleven that always sold cards and they always bought too many. So at the end of the year, they would sell them all. They would sell the whole, anything left at 25% initial price. So you could actually, buy packs at a price point where you'd make money on it. But those days are long over. Oh
yeah, no. Okay. So my next, people have asked, and so I'm curious, is there, I know you get this in your comment section, is there a schedule for high rollers? Do you still do like the other as well besides high roll? If you don't know, Chris started his channel and that's how it kind of popped off with these, informing you of recent sales.
Yeah. My channel got big because I did a weekly high rollers, which I would just sort of do the top 10 highest sales of whatever auction ended that month, or on eBay if there was no auction. And that my channel exploded from that.
And you also had 2 other variants.
At a regular rollers, which was where viewers would write in with a buy they made, and it was just like an everyday collector story. And I'd read like 10 of them off in a video. I've stopped doing them because a couple reasons. I got tired of them. At some point, I've made like 200 high roller videos.
Wow.
And it sort of became mature. And a lot of repetition, and also there's a lot of other people doing similar things now, so I felt like it wasn't as original. The regular rollers, same sort of thing. Like I kind of, it's just I had done so many of them that it didn't feel fresh anymore. But I still do.
So do you do it sporadically when you kind of have
every once in a while? I'll throw one in every like 3 months or so. I'll do a high rollers and then a regular rollers too.
All right, so this was more for Jeremy, but I do want to highlight CIA because you guys have a couple cool. You have this Rodman card that obviously is I could never afford, but up my alley. So in a PSA 8, it really sold for $45,000. In a BGS 8 in September, it sold for $18,000, and you guys have it in a 8.5.
I didn't realize he got it into this auction. Awesome, yeah, nice.
Jackie Robinson, the Babe. So yeah, I mean, what do you have? Are you completely hands off, or do you have any help in acquiring cards or things like that?
I'm very hands off. I promote it on my channel once a month. If somebody brings me a collection and it's not right for me, I forward them to CIA basically. But I'm fairly hands off. I was there sort of at the beginning when Jeremy was initially building the idea. And we, at one point, we were discussing like a partnership, but I ultimately decided it wasn't for me, but to be like a full-on partner. But yeah, he's I'm involved as a small owner, but not hands-on at all.
And then we'll kind of move on. But I have one last question for you on it, because more of it was based for him on this. But
yeah,
is the only way to list cards on here go through the consign button, or is there other way to put cards on to the auction?
No, yeah, you have to consign. You have to consign through the consign button. I mean, if you know something, like if you know me or somebody, I can sort of pass it to Jeremy directly. But yeah, you have to go through the system.
No, a couple people were asking, so it does sound like yes, you would hit the consign button and you'd walk through this, doing it this way.
Yeah, you fill out that form. He'll get back to you quite right away, and then you go from there.
All right. Well, we'll follow the Rodman sale. I'm curious. This stuff is so, just from 6 September when it sold for $18,000 to 8, the stuff is so much more. The market's stupid right now. So I'd be very interested to see what this ends up selling for.
That could go for some big money.
All right. Let's Let's exit this. Oh, didn't want to exit that. Reopen, close tab. Let's do some questions from the chat.
Yeah.
There's quite a few questions. How does someone list cards? There we go. Comparing era video. I did want to talk about it. Got that. Compare any other current projects for you, or just working with the channel and dealing, got your family?
No, yeah, I'm just doing my thing. I've had a great 2025 and hopefully it continues. I hired a couple people for the first time in a while. So I have some part-time help with
Oh,
me.
interesting. Okay. Does that mean you're growing, or?
I guess, yeah, I guess so. I got more things to do than I have time for. So yes, that Theo is a good person to contact, by the way, for CIA.
Go ahead.
No, that's it. Yeah.
SD Local Bros asked some good questions. He says, thoughts on print run numbers now in comparison to the junk wax era?
No idea. I would, if like in terms of, what would you think? Do you think there's more cards printed today than in 1990?
Oh, in total, absolutely.
In total, you think there's more?
Oh, yes. Yes, by a lot.
By a lot? My initial.
Think about all the different sets that come out and how often they come out and how many it's for all the sports. I mean, it's incredible how many sets come out.
Yeah, my initial thought was it was probably similar, but maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it could be closer to similar, but at least similar or more.
Right, it's not less or significantly less for sure. But there's a billion times more different cards. I don't know if that's a good thing or long term or a bad thing. Probably good.
It's so confusing is the one issue, it's just very confusing. What do you think about Snipe when it was coming out? Did CIA, and I know you're not super involved, did CIA think it was competition? Any red flags you saw ahead of time?
No, I did not see any red flags ahead of time. I actually thought I would have guessed it would have gone well without knowing anything. And it's basically the biggest flop in sports cards history. So I mean,
that's an understatement.
That's gotta be right. I mean, how could something have gone worse? So, but I would have thought that would have. I mean, I'm stunned. You know what? Well, there's lots of things to be stunned about. I'm really stunned that he just gave up. Like he probably spent millions of dollars developing. I don't know.
But doesn't that say something? That says something.
It says something.
Big fail.
Like, because I know how much it took Jeremy money and more so time to build that website, and Snipe was more complex than CIA.
Yeah.
So that was a massive investment that he just bailed on instantly. Like didn't even consider going back to it. I found that surprising.
That's a great point. No, that is a great point. Chris, when you look at a showcase at a show, what catches your attention first?
Probably at a showcase, probably like if it's a 90s inserts. I don't know, rare 90s inserts always just sort of ooh, what's that?
Okay.
Yeah.
And those are popular right now and doing crazy in the market. For me, it's like a 69 Kareem or there's only a few vintage basketball cards that really buy. Any star cards. I like the 80s star card. Not that I buy them, but they catch my eye.
Yeah, me too, for sure. You'll see a lot more vintage than the rare 90s probably at a show. So, but yeah.
Ninja Squirrel asks, with the popularity of NFL and NBA over MLB, are baseball cards? I would disagree with this. I'll let Chris go first, and then I have an opinion, of course, on this. So, Buster's here. Buster, you should call in. I want to check in with you, see how you're doing. Chris, yeah, go ahead. Is MLB a bad investment compared to how popular NFL and NBA are?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think I would say all three sports are similar. Major League Baseball has been around forever, and it's got the staying power going. I think I mentioned this. I actually am predicting Ohtani. Please don't take my predictions as anything real, but I'm going to guess Ohtani's going to go down in 2026. I think it's
this early, this soon. I'm going to guess he's going to go down, but I don't know if
one year from now he'll be worth less.
You've been pretty spot on with some of those predictions. Yeah. Brock Purdy, who was it? Well, no, it wasn't. Who was what?
Brock Purdy was an easy one, and Victor Wembanyama was an easy one.
I think Ohtani's. Well, if you're saying it, it's.
No, don't take that. Don't take it to the bank. I'm not confident on the Ohtani prediction.
Buster asks, so my question is how your new shorts reel style content is doing versus your normal storytelling videos, because I've been putting myself out there and I feel like short form is going to get I'll let Chris, I've studied this. Short form, you're going to get some more views, some clicks, but it doesn't translate. It doesn't mean that people that consume your short form, normally they're not also consuming long form. So I guess if your goal is to just do short, sure, there's a lot of people watching shorts and they do better numbers. You get paid way less for shorts. And if that matters, like almost pennies. But that would be, sure, you could get yourself out there that way. Absolutely, you'll get more eyeballs. It doesn't convert to long form because that's just not the demo. Normally, you're either a consumer of a lot of short form or more you like something more long form. And Chris, I'll let you answer from here.
Yeah, before I do, so I've seen some of your shorts. When you do do you use a program for that, or do you?
I use something called Opus Clips, and they do some of the work, and then you kind of have to do the rest. But it's a very good. I would recommend it to anybody. Called Opus Clips.
So if you make like you and I have a sit down, and it's a 20-minute video on your YouTube channel, you plug it into Opus Clips, and it will chop it up into 5.
And they're very good. They'll give you like 30 options out of everything.
Oh,
and
really?
and some are really relevant and some are less relevant. They give you a score. They think how it'll perform. They add the text to it. They chop up the cameras. It's a really good program. I do like that program quite a bit. My brother turned me on to it.
How many shorts do you put out a week?
I was, because it does bulk, I could throw 6 videos in there and make sure. So I was doing one a day. I'm working full time. I'm doing the lives. I haven't got to another batch run, but it's basically, if I can get to it, I could make a batch run of 30 and have one a day.
You can make a batch run of 30 and have one a day, and it'll schedule it one a day.
Giving a lot of information here, but that's just how it is. Yeah, that is that. I mean, it's a neat program, and you have to spend a couple hours in there to schedule and pick them and wait for it to do its thing. Yeah. But man, it saves a lot of time and it's efficient. They do a good job.
Yeah. No, I like making the shorts. I actually have a lot of fun with them because my shorts
your shorts are funny.
I focus on humor there because I would.
If you had 5 seconds with me, what would you do? That was hilarious.
Yeah. They don't in terms of like for my business, I don't think they do anything. They get a good amount of views, but I certainly don't make any money off of them. And I don't think people are like finding me because of the shorts. Would be I don't know. Would you agree with that? Like, do you think
I just don't think they cross over. I might have a presence now because some people are just on Instagram scrolling shorts all day. So sure, they're not watching YouTube, or some people are even now on YouTube just looking at shorts. They're generally not the same. I mean, it's not always, but it's generally they don't convert. You have your short viewers and you have your video viewers.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's a huge I don't think there's that much crossover.
Let's see. Next question from hello. All right. First of all, we're not a high drama show tonight. And so without the high drama, we're not doing drama. We got 120 something people in here. Bargain Boxer though. Oh, sorry, Chris, but Bargain Boxer been on a long time. He's been gone for a couple of months. He said he had a rough week and so maybe he's had a rough couple of weeks, Bargain
Boxer.
Yeah, Bargain Boxer. Hopefully the new year's better for you. Yes. If gamblers stop buying from breakers, wouldn't prices go down? Yes.
Yeah. I think that's pretty straightforward. Yeah.
And Fanatics has leaned into it. It shows in their product that every no matter what, whether it's Disney product, whatever it is, there's some one of one super factor, and that then entices the gambler. I'm not going to get Chris in this, but some people believe there's plants like who's paying $20,000 for an Elsa card? I don't. What a stupid purchase. Will Honey Bunny be in CIA? I would assume no.
Wait, was Honey Bunny the fake bidder at Skype? Was that
Snipe? Yeah.
Snipe. I mean, yeah.
Skype was a thing that's been dead for a while.
Yes. Honey
Remember
Bunny,
that?
Not welcome. Skype. Yeah. Wait, is that not a thing anymore? Skype?
Oh, maybe. I think it's been taken over by like voice call and Zoom.
Yeah.
They might have died. They might still be out there, but they're all but dead.
You're right. That was a big thing, and now it's Zoom. Yeah.
Or even something like this.
Honey Bunny is a reference to Pulp Fiction, right?
Oh, is it? Now, great movie. I did not realize that one.
I love you, Pumpkin. I love you, Honey Bunny. Everybody be cool as a robbery. Isn't that what they call each other? Honey Bunny?
Hey,
Somebody looked that up. Somebody in the chat looked that up. Honey Bunny and Pumpkin are the two characters.
I bet you got to be right. Come on, that just wouldn't pop in your head. Ever plan to open a vault? I don't think that's his choice, and I would assume no.
Well, Jeremy and I have talked about that.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
I really want them to. It's a massive undertaking, especially insurance.
What would be the pros, or why do you think it would be a good thing to open the vault there?
So as a seller, I love the vaults because I have a lot of expensive cards. I don't have to keep them in my house. They're safe in a secure location, and I can sell them from on platforms or on auction houses or have them sent back to me at any time. It's a super convenient service. The nice thing about having a vault as a seller is you can set your own asking price as opposed to just put it in auction where it goes for whatever it goes for.
Is PSA vault the vault that it's just so? Is that the vault you would use?
I use them a little bit, but I like the Fanatics vault.
Oh, interesting. Why and how come? I mean, I'm ignorant to all this, but why Fanatics vault over the others?
Well, I was using PWCC when I was in Europe. I had to have a vault, so I was using the PWCC one, and Fanatics bought it. So it's basically I just continued there, and I like it a lot.
So I have 2 voicemails. I thought it was fun doing voicemails with you.
Yeah.
So we'll listen to 2 voicemails. After that, I've been working on the hobby score. It was fun doing it with you last time. I'd love to throw that back up for a minute.
Oh, we have something else important to talk about, which I'm not going to let you dodge. So.
Wait. Throw it out there.
Somebody wrote a book. But we'll
Oh. All right. So a tease. We'll do voicemails, and then we're going to talk about this book. Yeah. 2 voicemails, Chris. Let's hear them. I have no idea.
Voicemails last time were funny.
They've gotten a little sharper, which is good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Man, there is so much that is wrong with the hobby. We have PSA controlling the market for grading, and 10s aren't even 10s with their grading. I mean, I see 70-30 centering and stuff coming out as 10s. There's nothing that regulates grading at all. There's nothing. And we got billions of dollars being moved in the hobby industry and no regulatory commission. There's other manufacturing and other parts of America where there is regulatory issues and they do a lot less than billions. And an FGC 10, a Beckett 10, they're all a 10. A CGC 10. But the problem is there's no quality control over the 10. So at the end of the day, we need quality control. We need 10s to be regulated, 9s. We need industry standards. This is getting ridiculous, and nobody does a damn thing about it.
No, I'll let you go if you haven't said. But my thing is, it is incredible because with prices now, this wasn't the case 10 years ago. It is incredible how much power the grading companies have. And that's why, it's all collectors pretty much. And then to go into other markets when they already have so much power, now they don't make money off that power is the problem. The problem is they can make so much more money off that power being in these other spots because before, they have all the power, but they were watching the other companies profit from them. And that's why they did, that's why they changed their business model. But yes, it is incredible that you could send in a Griffey rookie and the difference, 8 could grade a 10 or a 10 could grade an 8. And the difference is $4,300 depending what they're feeling like that day. I don't know, Chris, I don't want you to get caught up in the drama, but any take on any of that?
No, I mean, I hear that sort of sentiment a lot more today than recently. I would disagree on one point that PSA is giving 70-30 cards 10s these days. That they may have at one point, but I think those days are over. But yeah, no, his sentiment I hear a lot. People very frustrated with a lot of different things. I would say with regulation, I'm open to the idea of regulation, but that's I think a lot more complicated than.
Oh yeah,
actually, last time I was on here, Flippin' Steve was telling us about that. I think that's a lot more complicated than just somebody shows up and makes a couple rules that everyone has to follow.
And how is it enforced? It is a thing.
Yeah. But I'm in principle, I don't have a problem with regulation if it's done right.
So the second voicemail, and call in 702-483-7344. Let's get some voicemails for next week. This will be the last one for today. It's 1:20. So if it's not good, I'm cutting it off. But he's talking about print runs and parallel. So we'll let him go and we'll see how it is.
Can we talk about Topps Chrome, the new release that everybody's so hyped about, and all of these numbered cards and parallels. Do you realize there's like 8 case hits now? Maybe 12? And everybody, when they scream, they're like, oh my God, we hit a case hit. Yeah, you're going to hit 12 of them. There's 12 different case hits. Well, look at these Cooper Flags. There's like 8 different refractors of Cooper Flag, and that's not counting the ones that are numbered to $4.99, $3.99, $2.99, $1.99, $1.50, $99, $75, $50, $25, $10, and $5. Holy beep. Like, how many more numbers and case hits do we need? I like busting the cheap product because when I pull a card number to 25, it's the only number to 25 set. So I know that card there should actually be more valuable than the one that they print a grand total of like 8,500 numbered cards. But yet for some reason, the cheaper product with the numbered inserts, that there are 10% the volume of everything else don't get the love. That's my rant.
Hell yeah.
I'm sticking to it.
Bro, great call. If you're going to leave a minute 20 call, that's how you do it. And I'm going to say, I know, Craig, give me one sec. A viewer gifted these. I met up with him, gifted these to the channel. So the best call of the month with right now, he's winning. I'm going to send you these 2 cards. So it's a Freddie Freeman SGC 10. I don't know. What is this? Topps Chrome light board logo, and then
one of those serial numbered cards he was talking about.
Oh, is this serial numbered?
I don't know.
No. And then an Olajuwon, yes, overprinted, all this stuff. I'd rather have his playing day career, but sure, I'm going to send these 2, and courtesy of a viewer and a buddy, we'll send those to the voicemail of the month. So. What else I want to do? Oh, you want to talk about we're going to lose some viewers here, I think, talking about this book. But I'm writing a book, and I asked Chris to read some of it. And here we go. Let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah. So I don't know what do you not want me to share like plot points and things?
No, I've mentioned, I've mentioned the premise. It's back in 1909 when tobacco cards were becoming, that's when the Wagner and Cobb cards came out, and they also play each other in the World Series that year. And so my story follows a bookie, and this bookie's named Eli, and he follows the Pirates. He's been doing it a long time, and just the shenanigans, I find it to be a historically, all the games are, each day is a game thrown in with the game, and you have the correct score, and it's more focused on the mob and gambling aspect, but cards are in the background. The players, Wagner's, they have a relationship with some of the players. Anyways, Chris, I'll let you go.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it. So I only read the first 3 chapters.
I appreciate that.
What I plan to do is I'm gonna read the next 3 chapters, and we can talk about 3 chapters every time I come on. If you don't think we'll lose too many viewers.
Okay, so chapter 1, you meet Eli. Eli wants to buy the Honus Wagner card from Jackson, who's pulled it. He brings in Jackson to help him with the rest of the season. It's the end of the season. It's going to get busier. And they take bets at the game. And back then, players could bet on the game. Coaches were, managers were betting on the games. Fans in the stands were betting on the games. And it wasn't a scandal unless you bet against yourself. Like, it was printed in newspapers. This manager won X amount of money from a bet. But as long as it was on yourself, your team, it was all good. It was only a scandal unless. So that's kind of the backdrop of the first chapter. I guess the second chapter, they hop on the train with the team. They open some cars or smoking, drinking. You get insight to the team. And then chapter 3 is I'm spacing a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Well, let me tell you what happens. So, the main character is Eli. Oh, his name's Eli, right?
That's right. That's right.
Street bookie. Is the Eli character, like, that's really how he was? So he's like a bookie who goes into like a bar before a game where everyone's hanging out, and he takes bets, and then he goes into the stands at the game, and he takes live bets, like, will the next guy get a hit type of bet. That's how
it was done.
How it was done.
I can't say for certain, but there was definitely bets during the game at the game. And so my take on it was, well, I'm sure there was bookies back then. Come on. There was guys doing this. I couldn't say for certain there would be one following a team, but that I guess would be the story. But yes, there was definitely guys, the book or whatever, taking bets live at games or from players.
And this guy Eli's super popular with the team. He's gotten to know all the players, and he sort of takes a young guy under his wing named Jackson, who he also buys a Honus Wagner. So yeah, like Jason was saying in the background, there's this T206 stuff going on where he's really into the set. He buys, everyone smokes back then, I guess.
Oh yeah, and drinks. Are you kidding me? Long ass train rides.
That was the good old days.
I try. What did you like? My hope is that it would, number one, you would connect to the characters, and number two, it kind of puts you back in those 100 years ago.
Yeah, no, that's how I felt. So what I was going to ask is so I think he buys the Wagner for like I don't know if you want me to share these sort of.
No, go ahead. Sure. Yeah.
I think he buys it for like $40. Is that where did you get that number? Like, I'm not.
That is probably more than it would have went for at the time.
Yeah.
I would assume it would have went, less, but I'm hyping the card a bit.
Yeah.
I did try to look at what costs were then to now.
Yeah.
But sure, the $40 was kind of arbitrary.
Okay, I was seeing how much work your research department did.
But I definitely looked at the value because later on, you haven't got there yet, and I'm not going to spoil it.
Well,
this type of conversion matters more.
There's a big cliffhanger at the end of
every chapter. That's the point. Every chapter.
At the end of chapter 3, there's a big one.
What was the cliffhanger?
So in chapter 3, he fixes a game basically.
That's right. That's right. With Bill Abstein, all accurate players, accurate.
Yeah. And that's super cool that they're all. But obviously, I assume
and Bill's brother's pissed off at him because what he's doing to his brother, and he can't deal with it. And
that's the cliffhanger. Is they run into Bill's brother after
he pulls a gun on him. I think
pulls a gun on him, and then I don't know what's going to happen. But
I try every chapter to leave with some sort of reason to keep reading.
But picking Bill Abstein, he was like a known cheat or not? Or did you just
no, just second base. I just said, hey, he's 120 years ago. Who the hell, his family's really going to care?
Probably not.
No, I don't know. He was not a known.
Okay.
Just part of the story.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I'm going to give him a bad name. Shit, I don't know. No. It's been a ton of fun writing. I've been writing it for over a year and a half. My last 2 summers. I wrote 12 chapters 2 summers ago. This past summer, I wrote the last 17 and a half. I'm literally I finished with the last half chapter, and it's like, oh, what an idiot. But I mean, that won't take long. I just have to do it. But I really want to send it to some agents. I don't want to self-publish. I will, but I have a goal of wanting to publish it. What's up, Stu? Gorilla? Hey, thanks for listening about the book, guys. I know not the most exciting topic.
Well, I look, baseball cards don't have a lot of good books, and they actually have no fiction. There's no fiction about sports cards.
And what I like is that I weaved a lot of stories. It's not just cards. It's not just the game. Like most sports books suck. You don't want to listen to, oh, now he's at bat or now it's a base hit. It's just boring. So I feel like I did a good job weaving in different narratives.
Yeah. I had no problem reading it. I flew right through it, which is I don't read a lot of books. I was in the film industry, and I had to read a lot of scripts, and that was always the benchmark. Like, do you start to nod off?
Okay, so mine was better than some scripts you read.
Oh, it was better than that's a really low bar because we had a very low end production company, so any Joe Schmo was sending us their scripts, so I had to read a lot of crappy scripts. But yes, your book was much more interesting than a lot of the scripts I read.
Oh, flattering, great to hear. Yeah, well, next time you're on, we'll try to do
chapters 4.
I'm going to start looking out to send a query letter to agents and stuff because I would really love to be published.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What else do I have for you here? Yeah, let's do this real quick. I had a couple questions about this. We'll end it soon here, Chris. You did a comparing era videos. I'm just curious what your takeaway or what you found from that was.
Yeah, so the vintage wise baseball was king, absolute king. And then I kind of knew most of this going in. Vintage baseball was king. Then when you get into the 90s, basketball takes over. And then when you get into present day, I didn't have good conclusion on that, but I sort of guessing football and basketball are sort of tied for the king present day. Would you agree with that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't agree with that?
No, it's not that I wouldn't agree. I'm just, Otani and Judge, but no, basketball, they spend stupid money on.
Yeah, no, the comparison I was trying to make, like, is if all things were equal, like the same player, the same quality of player in basketball and the same quality of player in baseball, and their same quality of rookie card and the same exact grade, which would sell higher, I think basketball and football would. Otani's like off the charts because of how amazing he is. But if you were to pick like the 5th best baseball player and the 5th best basketball player, and they're comparable rookies, I think the basketball would.
Oh, the basketball, stupid money is spent, just stupid money. I can't let you made this. I can't believe I forgot. I'm so glad I came here because I watched about half of the Talking with Emmitt Smith. But if you had ever met him, Chris did a video because Emmitt Smith has an autograph company, I think, or
autograph authentication company.
Thank you for spitting that out for me. So what the hell, man? You got to talk with Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, me and Em, we go way back, and we're going fishing tomorrow, and his people reached out. He saw one of my videos. It was a video where I talked about the autograph bust from a few months ago, where the guy committed suicide.
Yeah.
And I talked a lot about how autograph authentication is like, but I just never got how you could possibly know if somebody signed it. Like if I sent you something and you were like, and I was like, did Joe DiMaggio sign this in 1989? How would you be able to know, even if it looks like his autograph? And so I did a video.
Yesterday AIH came on and we looked at the Jordan, and it's incredibly difficult.
Yeah, right. I mean, and you don't know either way. And so I made that point in the video, and he reached out and said his people reached out and said he loved the video and he wanted to come on and have a chat. So yeah, we had a 1 hour Zoom chat. We recorded it, and he said, if you want to put it on your channel, you can. And I did, obviously, because I wanted to show off that I talked with Emmitt Smith.
How cool, man. That had to be exciting. By the way, Rhonda, thank you, and definitely. But that had to be kind of exciting.
That was ridiculously awesome. But here's my question for you. Who's tighter, me and Emmitt Smith, or you and Robert Horry?
You actually had a conversation with Emmitt Smith, so you and Emmitt.
I win. Okay.
Ori's when Ori hit that shot, I mean, it's one of those moments. Me and my dad, I was in high school. I'm a sick kid at the time. Me and my dad are on the couch watching the game, and they miss. Shaq misses. Kobe misses. Vlade, who used to play for us, tips the ball out with no time. Ori hits this 3, and it's one of the all-time shots, at least in my Laker lifetime, and probably in Laker lore. Just one of the, and he had other clutch moments. And what does he have? I mean, I want to say he has like 6 or 7 titles.
Right, because he has
Rockets, Spurs, and Lakers.
Rockets, Spurs, and Lakers.
2 with the Rockets, 3, I think, with the Lakers, and I think another 2 with the Spurs. It might have just been 1. And maybe I'm wrong. Did he win with the Spurs? I think he did. Maybe I'm wrong that he might have not won with the Spurs.
But you're right. He's got like more rings than like LeBron.
The Gorilla Farmer agrees. 7 rings. Yeah, no, he's
7 rings. He's got more.
And he was clutch. I mean, his stats don't. What he didn't show up in the stats. He was. Robert was. So when he did that for me, and I thought he nailed it. Some people think he says professional sports cards. BS. It's not. It's one. He just talks a little funny, but I hear professor. You hear professional?
I heard professor.
Thank me too. And I've heard when someone told me that, I listened back like 8 times, and I hear professor every time.
Wait, so. How did you get that recording?
Oh boy. When I started the channel, like
story or not?
No, it's fine. It's just stupid. 3.5. What's the website? I don't remember. Cameo.
Oh,
3.5 years ago, I sent him a cameo when I started the channel, and he did. I've asked others. I asked Mankind. I really wanted Mankind to do it more recently, and he turned it down. He said no. But yeah, Robert Horry did do it, and he killed it.
That's awesome. Did you have to pay like $50 or something?
He was super cheap. Yeah, a lot of them are expensive. Mankind was on sale for like $80-$90. Some of them are some of the names. So yeah, Robert Horry was like exactly what you said. I think it was $50, and I thought it was a great deal. I mean, it's a great deal. Yeah, as I've got to use it.
That's awesome. And he's got more rings than Jordan. He's better than Jordan.
Hey,
Jordan
now
only has 6 rings. So
what's this? I think you follow NFL at this point, the closest.
Yeah, that's by far the closest. Yeah.
Like, do you have an opinion on LeBron, Kobe, Jordan debate at all?
Oh yeah, I love that debate. I love top 10 all time anything.
So is LeBron just ahead of Kobe, or where in these 3 guys is it Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron?
I know Jordan's number 1. Well, Jordan,
okay, fair.
That's easy.
I could agree.
I mean, I put if you're just talking those three, I'd go LeBron, Kobe.
Because we'll have the talk.
10 championships in a row, 10 finals in a row,
4 titles.
4 titles
In a weak East.
Well, Kobe had 5, right?
Kobe had 5, went to 7.
2 of them with Shaq. 2 of them he wasn't even the best player.
3 was Shaq, and
Right,
3
3
in a row, by the way, which is hard. I don't think anyone's done that besides them and the Bulls.
Yeah.
Maybe the Celtics way back in the day.
Here,
My dad is a LeBron guy all the way, and he says because the stats, the numbers, like he just does everything. My problem putting LeBron over many all-time greats is the emotional. He's soft, man. He's a bit soft. Like these guys that you're talking, Jordan, Kobe. I put Curry there, Magic, Bird. These guys were killers. And LeBron had Ray Allen to shoot the shot. LeBron had Kyrie Irving to make the shot. I know you say he makes the smart play, and that's fair. I just don't find him having that killer mentality where if he had to go up against the Warriors like Draymond and Steph, you saw what happened. And maybe you could say that Warrior team it was a better team. So that's fair too. But that would be Kobe just, yeah, go ahead.
I would say that's a different argument. Like if I was in the finals today and I can only pick one of these guys and in their prime, it would go Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Oh, interesting.
LeBron last. But if you're talking about their career greatness, I mean, LeBron, he's got so much stuff. 4 MVP. I mean, 10 finals for him. I'm reading it. 4 MVPs.
Go read who he played with. I mean, I know I'm being an ass, but look, I know you say Shaq, but he literally joined a super team with Dwayne Wade, who was a top 3-5 player in the NBA at the time. Chris Bosh, top 10 NBA player at the time. Ray Allen joins that team. He goes back to, I know the Cavs teams were with Kyrie Irving. He's currently playing with Luka. Before that, he was playing with Anthony Davis. I mean, it's just the list goes on. Kobe didn't play with that many stars.
No, you can say that about all 3 of them, though. That they played with mega superstars for most of their career. The only exception is LeBron with the Cavs.
And I disagree because Kobe had Paul Gasol is nothing besides Mark Gasol without Kobe. Lamar Odom is a has-been.
Paul Gasol's in the Hall of Fame.
Well, he played, but if fine. He's not the champion he is without Kobe. And they worked very well together because they're both methodical. Paul Gasol has no ego. Kobe had Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher's nothing unless he plays next to Kobe. Lamar Odom is absolutely nothing. So I find that second championship run, they beat the Celtics, who had Kevin Garnett, who had Paul Pierce, who had Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo, Kendrick Perkins. It's a huge lopsided. Kobe doesn't get enough love he had Sasha Vujacic hitting free throws. You know, I mean, it's a big difference, Paul Pierce and Sasha Vujacic. So that's I hate how it's LeBron Jordan. And my guy Kobe, if Kobe was around, he wouldn't be letting that stand. That's how I feel.
I mean, it's fair.
And I'm passionate about it. This is my favorite
I agree.
players all time.
So do you agree with me if you were taking a player in their prime for one game, you would go Jordan, Kobe. You would take Kobe over LeBron.
That's right.
Like, that's almost easy, right? That's like an easy choice, right?
And I would, even though I love Kobe, it's hard not to take Jordan over Kobe. Oh, Jordan's going to win 7. Kobe's going to win 3.
Yeah, right. Okay. Head to head in the biggest game all time in their prime, Kobe versus Jordan. Jordan is 7-3. Jordan, and Jordan versus LeBron is like 9-1.
I love it.
And then Kobe, LeBron.
8-2.
7-3. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. 7-3. Oh, I'm glad you went that high. I thought I was being biased, so I'm glad you went that high.
No, I think Kobe.
But just total career is why you put LeBron ahead.
In fact, you can even argue LeBron's ahead of Jordan in total career. He played a lot longer. He's got the all-time scoring chance. He's got all the things. Like if you just go down at the list of his accomplishments, it's longer for LeBron. But that's because he's played longer and his peak wasn't as good.
Real quick before we end, just because I wanted to get Will Clark on here before you came back, but I want to look at one more baseball player from the site. So you pick, who do I have? Griffey, Bonds, Jeter, Trout, Thomas, Pujols, Henderson, Ripken, or Mantle?
You want just to use as an example?
Sure. Just which player would you want me to click?
Let's do Ripken, my boy.
Yep. Okay, so his main rookie card, he got an 87.5. There's 16,000 of them. Yep. It's actually selling pretty, $5 to $6 grand for 417 pop count. That's love right there.
Yeah.
Would you agree with the order?
The traded is clearly number one. Fleer next or the tops?
By a point. I mean, it's very close.
That's fine.
It has 16,000 less in pop count, and that's probably the reason why.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable. I mean, I would probably think the tops is above the Fleer. But wait,
Okay.
so what's the algorithm that put the Fleer ahead of tops?
Well, you can see in PSA 10, there's only 315. It sells for more than double in a PSA 10.
Yeah.
You are right. In a PSA 8, this one, the tops does sell for more, but there's just 16,000 less. So and there's 200 less in a PSA 10. So for me, and it's only by a point, they're neck and neck.
Pretty close, yeah.
But you do agree, and again, Donruss is close also, but you would agree Donruss would be last?
They're actually all really close. I mean, I think your scoring system is working here because they're all very close. I would probably put the tops first, and then the Fleer and Donruss is a toss up.
And that also, as I'm doing this, I'm finding, damn, the score it relates to a lot basketball foot, but it is kind of working.
No, totally. Like these numbers, if these are the scores, perfectly acceptable to me. I might tweak the order a little, but the scores are so similar that
which card do you want me to go deeper on? Which one of the four? Which one do you want me to click?
The tops regular.
Tops regular. Okay. Also, the 3 players doesn't hurt that card. Really?
It's a good point. It's a fair point.
So I do a little badge thing. Generational talent, best in his draft class, multiple time MVP. 83 and 91.
What are the badges? What's the first one?
Generational talent.
Okay.
Because as I get to other less players, they won't have that. I have him as the best player in his draft class.
I don't know who else was in his draft. Yeah.
I did that at the time. And then he's a multiple time MVP. There's up to 10 badges total. He has over 3,000 hits.
Well, we got to go over that now. What are the 10 badges?
Shit, now I don't even know all 10. I'd have to let's go click who has like all the badges.
Go to Jordan. He's probably got them.
Okay, Jordan's got quite a bit, yeah. So we have $1 million or top 100 card all time if it makes my ranking them as they score. This should maybe it's never sold for $1 million. It hasn't because it's the pop count's high.
No, it doesn't.
But that's another one is if it's had $1 million sale, that's a badge.
Okay.
Big market success, because I think that does matter for how if it's a small market, the card's not going to do as well. He played in Chicago; it's a big market.
Wait, how do you measure the big market success? Like because Chicago is a big market.
Media wise, it is like top 10. I want to say top 5, but it's a bigger market. Yeah.
Okay.
Just more eyeballs, more money in those bigger markets that people collect, more of a fan base than San Antonio, let's say. Although Wemby's doing great.
Yeah.
Global, world famous. I don't know about that, but sure. Some of these guys are not global. Jordan is global.
Obviously, sure.
Multiple
time champion. That's a good one. Multiple time MVP, like Ripken, best in his draft class. Okay.
Trying to think who else. Let's try Mickey Mantle.
Does the badges change the algorithm? Like if you have more badges?
No, the badges does not change the score.
Okay.
Low pop count's another one. If it has under 5,000 total, that says 55. That's the wrong number. But so less than 5,000 when they get low pop count badge.
Yeah.
I also have like how I arrived at it and like a write up of the card.
Yeah.
I include this is a new one. I include the picture, and then I need to. This is my next project. I think this is a fun chart for me. I don't think you see that enough. Like this is every January, and then I have a percentage of how much it went up or down for the year.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you need some employees.
And when I start working on this, man, I wasn't getting sleep because then I just get sucked in.
Yeah,
I absolutely get sucked in. But no, thanks for looking at. It's fun sharing it with you.
Yeah, do a couple more. Do like 1 or 2 more, unless.
All right. So of these players here, I could click any of them. This is my top 100 for now. Which player do you want to look at?
Let's do Jeter.
All right, Jeter was a fun one. I like doing Jeter. So I recently did Jeter. These are up to date pop counts and prices here. I got a 91.
I should have written down my order before you clicked it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes. SP is clearly number 1. Tops gold. Sure. Bowman. Stadium.
Now from here, a lot of these there could be an argument. I find Bowman has such a name now. Bowman has because that first Bowman is a bigger thing than it was then.
Yeah. True.
So yeah,
That's
Stadium
that's
Club.
a good point. Tops, then the Bowman, then the Pinnacle, Upper Deck Select, and then the minor league stuff. Yeah, I don't. Nothing jumps out as being wrong.
Do you have a problem like this is an 87 and your Ripken's an 87.5? Does that kind of match to, or that Ripken should be higher than this Jeter gold?
The traded, yeah, I would say the traded should be notably higher than the Topps gold.
That's interesting. Yeah,
if you want me
the
to-
price wise, it's a little bit more, not a lot. I think price wise, it's about similar. Let's go
Yeah.
look. But no, so you think that Ripken, and this is good information. You think this Topps traded, which is only half a point more, it does sell. It sells for, so I need to lower that Jeter. It sells for almost 3 times more.
I think that, yeah, I think if I'm thinking of like importance, yeah, the SP Jeter clearly is better than any Ripken.
This should be like an 84, closer to the Bowman.
Maybe, yeah.
This is a lot of fun to work on and fun to share with you.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
keep working.
Do another one. Give me one more baseball. Give me.
My goal
one
is
more.
200
You like Griffey?
players.
Do you have Griffey? Yeah, hold on.
I do have Griffey.
Let me write down.
I mean, we obviously number one's easy.
Is the Tiffany's on there or not?
No, Tiffany's are not on. I'm trying. Eventually, I might, but I'm trying to make it to where like most people can't get a Tiffany. So I kind of want it to be like, not that everyone get a PSA 10 of these cards, but
yeah,
I just want it to be more collectible cards.
So you got the Upper Deck, the Topps, the Donruss Fleer Score, and Bowman, I would imagine. Okay. Is it
Ooh,
just?
I don't know if I have all those. We'll see.
I'm gonna say they're gonna be kind of close.
So I have these rated through my score. Chris is writing down what he feels it should be, and we'll see if it's the right order. And we did 2 hours. Thanks for being here, guys. It was real fun. Fresh Prince is still here. Jim's whole Jim at the bank is now here. I went to college with Emmett Swift's wife. He says, Rhonda, thank you for all your help. Frank, thank you for all your help. Ziggy's out there somewhere. Maybe Gio. What's up, Chris? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, you tell me the 5 first, and then we'll click.
Number 1, Upper Deck.
Yes, of
Number
course.
2, Topps traded. Number 3, Bowman. Number 4, Donruss, Fleer, and Score traded.
I don't think I felt so much pressure in the past year. My goodness. Let's see how this algorithm, this formula works.
Don't blow it.
Nope. Topps traded is there.
Okay.
So we have Upper Deck. Where'd you had Bowman 3rd, right?
I had Bowman 3rd.
So it's 2nd for me.
I had Donruss 4th. So
okay, so it's just if Topps traded was put in 2nd, it would be the right order.
if Topps traded was moved to 2nd, it would be the exact.
Now,
right
here's the thing. Topps traded has 88,000 copies graded to where this one only has 30, which is still over too much, but 30,000 and 48,000. And someone earlier, just a throwback, asked about the print runs. That
Yeah.
the Luca Prism, the Wemby Prism, these have 20, 30,000 already. So, and that's one card. This guy has 6 rookie cards. Luca has many more than 6, or Wemby has many more than 6. I do think the print run's a lot higher now, but I guess the reason why I have this so low is it just there's 14,000 in a 10, there's 88,000 total.
Mhm. Wait, what's the value of like the Donruss 10 versus the Topps 10? So it's
So the Topps 10 currently is selling for $100 to $175,
yeah.
where the Bowman is selling for $225. I have a big range here to $425.
Yeah.
So I guess the price does factor into where I give the number.
So I guess what does the number exactly mean? It means how significant it is in the hobby.
And Buster called in. We'll do that. So what is the hobby score? Basically, I'm just going to read this. The hobby score started with the simple goal: put every important rookie card for every player on the page with the research right in front of you. As the site grew, I realized something. Once you have multiple rookies per player, you need a consistent way to compare them. And that's how. So it's mainly for comparison purposes. And it includes these 4 things: the player's career, how significant the card is in the hobby, and that is kind of based off pop count and price, but mainly the price and the set, of course, population, and then the market size. Play at Barry Bonds is a little harder to market. People don't like him even though he has all-time home runs, but he was a jerk. The steroids. So Griffey's a little, that's why Griffey's doing what he's doing and not Bonds.
Yeah.
But those are the 4 things. I'll just conclude here. It's a consistent framework for comparing cards. It's not a perfect price prediction tool or anything like that, but I guess that's the breakdown of what it is.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. It makes sense. I'm trying to think of why I think the Topps should be higher.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's just I feel
Because it's the brand, it's Topps.
yeah, it's the top, and it's more recognizable. Maybe, but maybe that's not what this is calculating.
No, well, it shows to me based off price and then the pop count that the Topps just isn't as in demand as the Bowman or the Donruss.
Yeah, true. Which is
Or there's just lower supply count, I guess.
well,
The rated rookie also has a little love at this point. No, not that it's Topps, but the
and
rated
it's-
rookie.
and it's harder to get in a 10. I imagine the gem rate's pretty low.
I guess also I think Bowman, for some reason, I feel like people are gonna go now with the big push with Bowman. It has more. It really that name Bowman it's in the last decade or 5 years really pushed up.
And that's the first Bowman. Well, the first Bowman set since the 50s.
Interesting. I'm gonna throw Buster on real quick with us, Chris. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure.
Buster, how you doing, man? I'm glad you called in. Oh, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Okay.
Hey
So
now.
I'm okay now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So how you doing, Prof?
I'm doing well, Buster. Buster is he's into comedy. And so I know he's doing some stand-up, which I've done stand-up in the past. Not a lot. It doesn't fit a teacher's schedule. But I give you a lot of credit for that, Buster.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and it's very minimal at this point. I'm actually just trying to get talent. Basically, I'm paying really expensive prices for people to come tell jokes to me.
What,
while I try to be funny in between.
What made you call in right now?
Right.
I know I
now,
asked you to earlier, but yeah.
Yes, but I did have a couple fun stories.
Chris, are you cool with staying on, or you've been on an hour, so
No,
I don't
I'm
know
good.
if
Good.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome. So a couple things. So I did this hosting gig for New Year's Eve at this place called the Leaping Lizard, which is where I got this Tuesday night comedy thing. That's why I couldn't join you last night. I was actually doing the inaugural event.
How'd it go? Because it's rough. Those nights can be rough.
It felt about as well as it could have went, but also how it was going to go in my head. Started about an hour late just because of technical difficulties, which sucks because I'm an engineer. So like not being able to figure it out like that added a little stress to it. So I was a little flustered. I was supposed to start a brand new podcast, which it had a good theme, but I just didn't have the concept there. I called it Bad Breaks with Buster Chestnut. And the theory, like, you get the bad connotations of, bad break, like, it's not always bad. Like sometimes there's good breaks. There's like mental breakthroughs or
Did you want to highlight the good stuff?
Yeah. And I'm trying to either put a positive spin on it or find a way to maybe even find the dark comedy in certain situations.
By the way, dark comedy is the only way to go. VV, you're absolutely right.
Exactly.
New York comedy crushes Austin comedy at this point. Yes.
Well,
who are some comedians? Mark Norman, probably top of the game. Chris, I don't know if you're a stand-up guy, but I think Mark Norman's one of the best. How about yourself currently? Everyone's gonna say Shane Gillis.
Yes.
Go ahead, Buster. No, it's the Buster.
Buster, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were asking Chris, actually.
I'm not sure if Chris knows. We can ask Chris after.
Okay. You asked me too quick. There's a couple up and comers here in Columbus. I'm not gonna try and hype up people that you've never heard of.
So no big no, who's the top dog right now? Who's a funny comedian right now?
I mean, I gotta be controversial because he's an Ohio guy. I gotta support my Ohio guys.
Well, I know who you're gonna say. Hinchcliffe?
No. I watched the Dave Chappelle latest special on Netflix. I know that's a controversial topic.
Chappelle's the man. Come on now.
He's been getting flack for the Saudi Arabia stuff, and
he's still earned his stripes.
He did. And
Chris, do you have an answer to that question?
I'm going to Jimmy Gaffigan in about a month.
Oh, no way. All right. All right. So
I
we all
do like
comedy.
Buster,
anything card related you want to discuss? We do go. I'm gonna get off here soon, but any card related stuff you want to talk about?
I did this. All right, special, not for sale. I have to specify that. Garbage Pail Kid-esque inspired cards for all the entertainment for the New Year's Eve show. So you'll have no idea who these are, but you'll appreciate how cool of effort I put.
You made that?
I
or you had it made?
My brain and some AI, and then I printed off on like.
How neat, man.
But
What's he
this is
saying. I can't read. What's he saying?
all right. Saying even his guitar is trying to get away from him, and his name is the Appalachian Balladeer, which Balladeer is like sad songs and like folk tunes that make you depressed. But anyway, next one is this guy looked like Haley Joel Osment, the kid from The Sixth Sense, but like grown up. So I called him the Sixth Sense drummer. Yeah, I'm getting a little light.
Last one.
All right. All right, hold on. I got a good one. All right. So this is Gigan Glenn. Glenn was the touring drummer for Frankie Goes to Hollywood, the band, big band from the 80s. And he does it all. He's my audio engineer there. But I have
That's a cool looking card.
An alligator guitar. He plays drums. So like he's got like 4 different drums. He likes eating, good barbecue. So he's got some
H
turkey legs.
Retail G. Good to see you, H Retail G. I agree with Banut here. Let's make a prof garbage Kale Pit 101. I'll put it right here.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, I think that 2 hours, 10 minutes. Buster, thank you for calling. I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a
Hey,
great
and
night.
if I can get a favor, could you maybe ask for some subs on my Bailey Digital Media channel? I'm trying to be able to.
I will
stream
try
live
to
on
check out one of your funnier things, and I'll try to give it some love.
All right.
All right, bro. Have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
sir.
Happy
Yep.
New Year. Chris, man, that was nice of you to stay on for that. Thank you we talked about the book, we talked CIA, we talked your recent videos, Hobby Score.
Emmett Smith.
Dude, that's got to be, the Emmett Smith thing though. When I got to, before Beckett, I learned some things. I'm not as excited anymore, but when I got to talk with Beckett, that was a big deal. That was exciting. It's like, to get to talk with Emmett Smith had to be, that's another level.
I was so nervous, but I was insanely nervous. But for some reason, like 30 seconds in, I was no longer nervous. But going in, I was sweating it. It was the first time I remember being that nervous for something in a while.
Well, Chris, I'd love to later in the month or February. I'd love to have you back on.
Yeah, we'll talk chapters 4 through 6.
Hell yeah! All right, man. Have a great day and good year.
Yeah, you too, man.
All right. Hey, we did it. It was fun. Not a big drama show. Shows in the numbers. We had 120, 130, 140 people in here most of the night. Great guests. Thank you to Chris. Thank you to Dan, the card man. Buster getting a late appearance. H Retail G. Good to see a bargain boxer. Fresh Prince. A lot of the Mark W4. I'm not sure if I seen that one. Edward has become a regular recently. Rugs Capital been forever. Mike Petty. Good to see you guys. I don't really have a lot else. Great show. I appreciate that, Fresh Prince. And you got to thank the callers there. Is Rhonda trying to hop in here at the end? Let's finish with Rhonda, and then everyone will have, we'll see you Tuesday, but let's finish with Rhonda. Rhonda, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
So I know you said you got a new camera and mic. Is this kind of a test to see? It sounds good, looks good. Is everything working?
I'm doing good. I have an echo on my side.
Do we hear an echo? I don't hear an echo. Does chat hear an echo? Good to see you, Bargain Boxer. Thanks, bro. Oh, Dave Snyder is here. We got to get you on. Rhonda, how's your new year?
My new year is busy. I've been busy. I have new equipment, so I'm sorry I couldn't go on last night, but I'm going to put all this stuff up, and I'm going to make like a little studio just for the show.
Hey, now.
So
and they're all saying no echo, so we're not hearing the echo. It just, yeah.
Well, I'm just going to ignore it. And then I got... Well, that it's on my side, so that's okay. So then I got this... Then I bought this microphone, which I need a cover for it, but I'll show you. This is my microphone.
Oh, that's a nice mic, huh? Is that a Blue Yeti? What is that?
This is a Yeti. I'm gonna do it. So I'm like, this is. God, it's heavy as hell.
Okay, you
But I'm
have to
gonna
make
get
sure. I think with that mic, you have to make sure you're using the right side. We hear you. I heard you better at a certain way. You had that mic. I guess a test. Right, guys. Thanks for being. We're talking with Rhonda. We'll finish the show soon, but catch up with Rhonda. Rhonda should be on a little more often, kind of as a help the flow, chat with guests, a little in the background, but we'll have Rhonda come hang. How about now, Rhonda?
I thought you had a really great show. I just want to say that I thought it was a lot more relaxed than most of the shows. Usually they're very hyped up, and like on level 10 all the time. So today was kind of a really chill. I noticed that you're a lot more chill tonight than you were.
You know what? Today work drained the shit out of me. And
Yeah.
so, and I got home and I had to prepare late for the show and I get questions for these guys. I was pretty drained tonight. So that's probably and sometimes it's good to have a chill show.
It is. It's nice to be busy. I did a double. Hi, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. I really want to jump in last night because I had a bunch of topics and I have some really, I came up with a really good idea, Jason, that we needed to talk about. And I want it to be a surprise, so I'm not going to say it on this live, okay? So this is going to be something that you're going to be bringing to the National because you're going, right?
I'm going to the National, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get you all hooked up. It's something that you're going to be bringing to the National and you're going to be passed out to everybody.
Rhonda, get closer to your mic, I think. I think you gotta be closer.
I don't have a mic on. This
Oh,
is
okay. We hear you pretty good. I hear you pretty good 80% of the time. 20% of the time is a little tough. But okay, I want to hear this. Oh, you don't want to tell the idea though.
No, because I want us to work on something because I have two options for this.
So something to take to the National.
And also
Yeah.
something to give to your subscribers and possibly your members.
Okay. Yeah, I love it. I'm looking forward to hearing the idea.
So even though I've been working, like I said, nonstop since Thanksgiving, I have some stuff for not just the show and your channel, and I have some stuff for all your subscribers, and I have some ideas for member perks.
Oh, that's too sweet. Okay.
Right. And I wanted to laugh. I wanted to laugh when I came in the door tonight because I had an issue at the last client's house that I had tonight. So I didn't get in the door till about 7:40, and then I was excited to see Dan come on, and then he started talking about fishing, and I had to laugh. And I had to say, that's why I asked him in the chat to see if he had caught any fish, because I did, because what's in front of me is a fish.
Okay, you caught a much different fish than Dan. Well, how the hell did you get this fish?
This is a rescue.
From what? From where?
Listen, I don't own any fish.
The
I don't
local
have a
gutter?
fish- No. Where I know. It was so weird that you guys were talking about fish. I'm like, I had to transfer.
Dan collects fish cards. Dan is a fisherman.
I got a fish for you right here, Dan.
Hey now. He could swim all the way from across the Atlantic to
I didn't even
Australia.
know it was fish cards. Somebody asked that in the chat. I was like, that's weird. Anyway, no, this traveled in my car 15 minutes, and thank God it came home okay. But his name is Mighty, because he was with an take named Mo, and Mo kept picking at Mighty at the client's house, and I told the client that Mo was going to kill this fish. So I felt bad, so I brought it home. Now I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
Eat it
So
for
now
dinner.
it's in my pretzel rod.
Rhonda, this is too funny. You're amusing me with this fucking fish. Mo and Mighty Mo.
Well, there was Minnie, Mighty, and Mo. Minnie only lasted like 3 days.
Oh, you are right about Gorilla. Sorry, he's right about the Allen and Ginter make the fish cards, but he was definitely talking about a different product.
I know.
That's like really hard. He tells you the bait to use on the other side of the card, and he was also on vacation, and he's kind of had a hard time getting on. He said he didn't want to bail tonight. Yeah, AIH, Rhonda. Don't you think AIH is so good?
Yeah, well, I watch him. He's a subscriber on my channel, but I've been watching for a while. He puts out a little tidbit.
When he comes on, he's great, because I think the format and how I just like getting him in and out, and he comes with stuff. So I really appreciate that. Yeah. And Rhonda, thank you for moderating. You've done a great job.
you're welcome.
Isn't it interesting? Yesterday we had the peak was, I think, 220. Tonight was only 140, but it was just not a drama show tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, last night, Joe, I think everybody was super excited because it was after the new year. We kind of missed you.
And also, I appreciate that. I think some of it also, that video yesterday helped maybe bring in some viewers to the live.
Oh, that was a really good video.
That was a good video. Rhonda, we've been on 2 hours, 20 minutes. Anything else you want to BS about?
And it's what? It's It's 20 past 10 here. 20 past 10 here. So it's been a long day for a lot of us, but we hang in there and we support you. And like I said, I have a lot of ideas coming up, but we're going to have to chat on the side, not in the chat. And in the meantime, between now and next week, I'm going to work on all this stuff and get this room kind of situated. Maybe block off some of the back over here. I know you have all that stuff over there, but I can't. Like I have
No, yeah, just like it is as is fine.
And I wish I just had I do have a smaller room, but after the holidays it's too much. But that's cool. Well, I'm glad everybody is having a happy new year so far. The chat's been great. There's a few things in this chat though I've been wanting to point out.
All right, let's do that and then we'll wrap it up. I'm very curious now because I have a hard time paying attention. Chat goes so fast, but
yeah,
and I'm talking to people.
The viewers are really putting in a lot of good points that we should probably talk about. So I think what I might do is from time to time jot down some of the viewers, the subscribers, their comments, and then we can bring them up on a live when you don't have so much going on.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. I love it.
We can do that like maybe once a month.
That's perfect. Yeah, Rhonda, have a great rest of your week.
You too.
And thank you for Thank you for all the love and help.
Thank you so much for your support. Frank, you do an awesome job.
Yes, he does. Frank crushes it.
All right, have a good night. I have to go take care of Mighty, and I will see you guys hopefully next week. We'll see how it goes.
Hey, now, Rhonda, have a great night.
Hey, now, I'll talk to you later.
Bye. All right, we got a Rhonda and Mighty appearance to end the show. It was really fun hanging out. Yeah, it is just, I can't state that enough. Like, again, we've been on 2 hours and 20 minutes and just, it flies by. And we've had some great guests. Let's highlight, I know there's a little less than 100 people now towards the end of the show here, but let's highlight next week's guests to end the show because it is a big Wednesday next week with Ty Wilson and Jeremy Lee. Tuesday, Michael Ham fishing. We'll get more fishing in the lives. AIH, we'll talk loaded boxes if you can get on Tuesday. Then we have Jeremy Lee and Ty Wilson on Wednesday. Guys, have a great rest of your week. I'm going to look to put out a video this week. Call in, leave a voicemail. The show is better with voicemails. You ask great questions to the guests. I appreciate that. And Hobby Champs, SD Local Bro, the real, who's this? Marcus. Just looking in the chat, seeing who's here. Wizard, some new, it's fun to see some new people in the chat. And then a month goes by, and next thing you know, Griffey Bombs has been here every time, or Banute, or Dave Snyder. So it's fun to see, the new names and the new names that are becoming regulars. So I want to say something clever, but it's been a long damn day. I just got done with talking to a bunch of people. So you can't even see this. Well, there it is. That's next week. We'll end it there. Guys, have a great rest of your week. Great weekend. Enjoy football. You got Thursday football, Friday football, Saturday, Sunday, Monday football. Holy shit. All right, guys. Have a great night.